Good afternoon, hello, and welcome. I am Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole on a Saturday. How is everyone doing? This is my first Saturday back from Gen Con. I streamed on Thursday, so 2 days ago, but this is my first Dragon Age Inquisition stream in 2 weeks, and it was great to see. Oh, hey, today we're tracking the elusive Trooper SJP as he gets ready to stream. We've got to be really careful. One wrong move, and he'll bite our legs, bite our I'm gonna bite something dangerous. PH, how are you doing? It's good to see you. How are you? I hope that you are well rested. It should be a decent time over there in Europe, right? Is it 5 or 6 o'clock where you're at in the evening ish? This one's a bit struppy. Hey Levi, how are you? Oh, you're still at work. You know, Levi, I just feel like you have the work with the polar bears, right? I feel like that was your work, that you had polar bears. I hope everyone's doing well. So this is Saturday. This is the Saturday before orientation week, and I have got so much email to do and so much class prep to do, I can't even tell you all. But I'm not going to think about it for the next 3 hours. Once stream is done, then it will be crazy. But now we'll be enjoying ourselves with each other. Wrestling polar bears is just your hobby. You know, I feel like if you wrestle polar bears as a hobby, then maybe you're like Steve Irwin. Polar bears are the best bears. Come at me, bro. Do you even lift, bro? So you guys, I was just talking to somebody the other day about that documentary. You know it? It was the Grizzly Man, right? That was the name of the documentary, about the guy that just like went and lived with polar bears. And everyone's like, you're living with, not polar bears, grizzly bears. With grizzly bears, everyone's like, that's a really dumb idea. Don't go live with grizzly bears. He did it for years. And then he was murdered by a grizzly bear because, you know, obviously, living with grizzly bears is not a good idea. Nobody listens. Nobody listens. So what we have to do today is clean up the Deeproads. We, finished the big plot, but I think we unlocked a couple of expedition things. So we should just, go and just finish. I come at you, PH, but draw bears bring death from above. Okay, but what about koala bears? Koala bears eat bushes and leaves. Yeah, right? I don't want to be around a grizzly bear having one bad day. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know, I think people sometimes... When people said to him, no, look, really, this is super dangerous, he'd say things like, no, but, the bears and I have an understanding. And I was like, oh, you do not have an understanding with grizzly bears. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't, yeah. Yeah, they're just a bunch of things I just never really thought were good ideas. Okay, we have got all sorts of arrows. This is exciting. What is this? Word from Zevran Arani. Yeah, right? I'm just saying. See, PH knows. Stupid Twitch. What's going on with Twitch? What's Twitch doing? What is Twitch doing? Is Twitch doing something that I don't know about? Now I'm... Oh. Hey, Critwitch, how are you doing? Yeah, now I know exactly what you're talking about. Critwitch, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's crazy to me how sometimes you have to refresh before it will do something, and sometimes it'll autoplay, and sometimes it won't, and, you'll be sort of waiting for Critical Role to start, and it's been 15 minutes, and you're like, I wonder what's going on, and it turns out it's been going on for 15 minutes. Sigh. That's what I have to say about that. I know, right? If I knew, I totally am with you, Levi. If I knew that I always had to, be constantly refreshing, then I would do that. Or if, just let me know what the deal is. No, it's true, actually. They do have a good long startup, so that is fine. I don't think I told you all the things that I got at Gen Con. I was going to write that up, but I rounded out my Song of Ice and Fire RPG books from Green Ronin, which I got half off, which is really exciting. And I also I'm very excited about it, and I think that the Game of Thrones has I know, right? It has a lot of really cool mechanics, right? They have a whole system of mechanics to sort of create your domain and then manage it. And who doesn't like a little bit of resource management in their RPGs? Okay, lots of people don't, but I do. So that was exciting. I did not get the Dragon Age book half off when I could have because I ended up being distracted, but I will pick it up some other time. I got those are the big things that I got. Those are the big things I brought back from Gen Con. I tried not to. I like a little resource management, PH. I do. And the idea of you having an entire domain that you have to sort of watch out for, I like the idea of your characters being connected to something larger than just yourself. So you're not just a murder hobo, but actually you also, you are important people in a small domain. And you are advisors or it certainly can go overboard. That is fair. That is fair. For me, it's not just like manage your resources. It's more about here's this place that is a land that is something that is meaningful, and you have subjects or you have colleagues, you have you have a home, and I like the idea of I like games where you have a home, a base, and that is also meaningful. I do like that. And of course, any game that has hit points in some ways is also about resource management. It's just how many resources, how often you have to manage them, and what that management is like, I think, becomes sort of interesting. Right. See, exactly, PH. Like, okay, you own a keep. What would you like your workers to focus on this month? What sort of keep would you like to have? I think the supply line management would be more interesting for something like Game of Thrones. Oh yeah, I think so too. What is your supply line like? Do you have? Are you going to spend your resources to make your domain militarily very strong? Do you care about the small folk? And for me, the reason why I think this is interesting is not just because I like resource management. That's not really it, but more that these are character decisions you have to make about what is more important to you, what your values are, and these choices then help say something about the values of your characters, and that is interesting. Game of Thrones doesn't have a lot of economy stuff. When you say that, do you mean the books, or do you mean the TV show? Do you mean? But once a season, actually, this is in the books. So what ends up happening is they do their business for most of the time, and then when you get the indication that winter might be coming, they start doing a lot of stockpiling of food. And there are lots of traders, right? There are traders. There's a lot of trading that happens between Essos and Westeros. You get especially trading on the eastern side of the continent, because that's the side that's close to Essos. You get a lot of, and of course we know that that the Reach and Dorne do a lot of trading in wines. We also know that they are the breadbasket. I don't know if it happens out. I don't know. Maybe in the TV show, but in the books, I feel like it's. I mean, they talk about it quite a lot, right? I mean, they. I also think the really bad winters, a lot of people die because they have several short winters or short-sighted, like regular peoples. Maybe is what the end of that comment says. I know they talk a lot about. I mean, actually, there is a lot of discussion in the books about regular people. Yep, in the books about the ways in which this war is going to be a problem, because we know that there's going to probably be a really long winter because it's been a really, really long summer, and there's all this discussion going on in the books about troops burning crops, and destroying food stores, and that happening right before we know a really long winter is going to happen. So it looks like this is going to be really, really bad. So I know that this has been part of the books and part of the stories. Actually, economics in terms of trading, especially in terms of slavery, is all over Essos. And what's his name? What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. But he was one of the big, one of the. But then you feed the mouths of the White Walkers, and they become White Walkers, and there are more of them. That seems like a bad idea. What's his name now? Hey, Dema, how are you? Welcome in. I can't, but he was he was the guy that picked up Tyrion and was like a big, massive trader in Essos. So we know that Essos is a place where there's a lot of trade, and trade is a big, big thing. But yeah, so I feel like, and we also know that there's trade, especially with the southern kingdoms of Westeros. But we also know that the north is a little bit underserved. And actually, now that I think about it, economics has been sort of important in both the books and in the TV shows in terms of motivations, right? In the sense that King Robert, we start off book one with King Robert overspending the budget a lot, and Ned being like, we can't spend all of this money. And then Robert sort of borrowing lots and lots of money from the Lannisters having gold mines, that being important to their like mystique. So it seems as if medieval economics is involved in thinking about power bases and motivations. What do we have here? Count those coppers! Count those coppers. Is anyone else mildly disappointed with this season? I can't say because I'm behind. I've not yet watched this season yet. I tend to watch them on DVD when they come out because I do not have HBO, so I'm not caught up on this season. Some people, but I do know that some people are upset, but some people are enjoying it. I don't know. Depends on who we're talking about. We have word from Zevran. When I heard your agents would provide a distraction, I did not expect such a roaring fire. The confusion, the running around about in circles, it was all very lively. Of course, Lord Enzo and his Venatori were decidedly less lively at the end of it. Okay, oh, Barontur, hello, welcome in, welcome in. We are sort of talking about economics and Game of Thrones because that is what we do. The Dagger and the Coin is a series of fantasy novels that have a lot of economy in it. Oh yeah, I'm sure you could do much more. I think that Game of Thrones has more economy than some fantasy stories. Less than others. Really, you could just make a whole entire series. Hello, Barontur! You could have an entire series that's just about economics. Exactly. You could just be like, this is about economics. We're going to do a whole fantasy story that's primarily... Oh, pipe! Dema. You know what? I love the idea of the pipe also being that moment for pondering. So yes, I think you could do it. You could have a whole... I've never liked gold to be a common coin myself. PS4 doesn't have the resub thing. Oh no! Right, because it doesn't have the... wait. Iron Bank of Bravo is coming to HBO. I would watch that. But that's a major theme. I missed one of your earlier comments. I should see if maybe I could get the... By the way, I didn't see that there was a resub. Who resubbed? Who was it? Who resubbed and has to get the consequences of resubbing? I want to know who that is. Where's my Iron Bank of Johnny Bravo? Dema! Alright, Dema. You resubbed? You know that there are consequences for resubbing. I think you know that. And I think you know what they are. I think you know what they are. So, come on everybody. Let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, you treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fana, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, and a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Dema, dema, bobema, banana, fana, fofema, fee, fi, momema. Dema. Eee. That, Dema, that was for you, because I think it's really important to give people the name game when they resubscribe. Mainly because I just want to sing the name game whenever possible. So, thank you for the resub, Dema. That is amazing. It is much appreciated. And I'm so excited. I'm going to see if I can get I've got an iPad. I'm going to see if I can bring that online. Oh, it has almost no energy. My pleasure. Thank you. And as your reward, you get time to... No! Wait. Stop spamming symbols. I went online the other day and had, what do you call it? The Nightbot exempt regulars from symbols and caps. So I cannot make anyone a regular, but if Cher is here, I think he can do it, and then everyone will be fine. Okay, boom. Bot couldn't contain your excitement. That is true. Bots cannot contain excitements. So what are we doing right now? Oh, we are trying to get we're going to gather some herbs. That's not very exciting. We're just getting some spindleweed. No force on this earth could make me regular. I think that maybe, apparently, pH, I think that sort of yogurt is supposed to make you regular. They're like Activa? Yeah, right, fiber yogurt. Fiber yogurt will totally make you regular pH. You should get all of the fiber yogurt. That's all we're saying. So, see, yeah, Activia, that's what it's called, Activia. See, I bet Paladin Hunk is totally regular. This is what I'm thinking. What do we get here? The talks between Ferelden and Orlais took place in Jeddah, and it was not easy to keep matters from spiraling out of control. I wanted to thank you for our conversation, by the way, Troop. Oh, yeah, Baron Tor, I am so happy that you're having these conversations over in the Academic Foxhole. They're really great. I've been enjoying them so much. The one Jimmy Lee Curtis holds, which he talks about pooping. Pooping yogurt. Yeah, no, I love our conversations. I've just been so happy with all the sorts of conversations we've been having in the Foxhole. And I think one of the things I was just thinking about, sort of typical, is mainly that a lot of times people think that they are typical, but maybe they're not, or that everybody else is doing a thing that maybe they're not doing. Coffee helps me stay regular. I don't even drink coffee. I also oh yeah, all that sci-fi talk was good. There's just been so much good talk. I've just been very pleased. And then I think, the school year starting. I just want to hang out and talk with you all. That's what I want to do. Delicate negotiations. Oh right, spiraling out of control. King Alistair is no diplomat, after all, and had little patience for the endless fanfare. Thankfully, the Orlesians are uninterested in more war, and we were able to smooth the way toward an eventual peace treaty. The king sent along a sword that once belonged to the Ferelden hero King Calenhad, as thanks for what the Inquisition helped create. Oh, that's nice. I think prunes and cheese, right? I mean, depending on what kind of regularity you might need. Falomire resources. The shipment of resources from the Falomire has arrived. Lots of Blood Lotus. That's great. I think we might be in a pretty decent space, right? We just have to figure out what left we have to do. What is this? Evading the crows. Oh, we should do that, whatever that is. Who's... Zevran. My friends, I did enjoy a little venture, and I hate to be a bother, but I believe you owe me a favor. After all, Lord Enzo is quite dead. As you may recall, the crows and I are not on the best of terms. They were not pleased I stole their target from out from under them. It means they don't get paid. They could have taken credit for my work, but I had already written to their employer. I earned the prize, after all. The crows would like to speak to me, as you can imagine. They've sent more of their number to Hersinia. It's time I left the free marches. Zevran. Okay, let's see. We have got... Hersinia's ambassadors is planning a trip to Denerim. I could arrange for Zevran to be in her party. My agents could plant false leads for the crows. Zevran was helpful. We could send soldiers to keep Hercynia for sweep Hercynia for any remaining Venatori. If Zevran left with our men, it may go unnoticed. Well, I think that even though this is the longer one, we're going to use Cullen, because then we'll also get rid of Venatori. It seems like a win-win.
Good work.
Win-win. Then we have, what is this? Negotiate a deal for weapon plans. That looks good. Recently, I became... Ooh, this is a long one. I recently became aware of a talented and inventive young blacksmith from the Anderfels. Once we were introduced through my extensive connections, I negotiated a deal to obtain his weapon plans for the Inquisition. Unfortunately, I've just now been outbid by a nobleman from Voldorma who maintains a private army. I would hate to lose those designs. Is there anything we can do? Sir Morris, Quartermaster. Liliana says, the Inquisition's need is greater. Leave this to me. I will have this nobleman persuaded. Josephine says, I could attempt to find a compromise. Knowledge can be shared, after all. I'm sure the nobleman will be reasonable. Wow. Huh. Let's think about that for a moment. Ooh. Well, that's a tricky one. Do we send Liliana's people to go and threaten him, or do we share? Speaking of, isn't it weird that we've been wiping the same way for like, oh, that's interesting. So we're gonna finish this game this stream. Oh, I wish it's not gonna happen this stream. I'm not quite sure when it's gonna happen, but totally soon. You know, Tommy Christmas. Some people don't wipe the same way, but if you are, for example, a person with a vagina and you wipe the wrong way, that's a one-way ticket to urinary tract infections. You don't know my life, Tommy. Where are my 3 seashells? So, like, just basically, nobody wants a urinary tract infection. That's what I'm saying. Pro tip. That's all I'm saying. Let's go and have Josephine spend lots of time in there to do this the right way. And what is this? We're going to go to the Exalted Plains, I think. All that paper is such a waste. I suppose you could use like a bidet, right? You could do that. Let's gather leather, I suppose. Really, though, we need herbs. We should just get herbs, because we always need herbs, because potions. And... oh, it was the Fallomire resources. Let's go there.
Inquisitor.
And... okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to back out. We need to go into the Deeproads and just finish up stuff that we've got there. We don't have a lot of stuff left to do. We just have to finish up. There are a lot of places where they don't use paper. It's true. There are places they don't use paper. They just use their hand. I just think you can use paper in a more... what's the word? You can use paper wastefully or less wastefully. And maybe you could use, I don't know, washcloths. I don't know. I'm sure there are reusable things you could... I mean, they used to use plant matter, right, back in the day. Quest map. Let's go here for a moment. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go and check our garden, see if things have bloomed. If they have, we will update our potions, because who doesn't like updating potions? No, not bloomed. Yeah, they did. Romans all shared the same rags on sticks, which, again, not my exciting idea. Romans also made a number of bad dietary choices. I mean, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I'm just saying. No, they totally did. They totally did. I think this must be the Deeproads right here, right? Yes. So we're going to go there. And we're going to bring in our regular crew. Yeah, no, it's true, actually. They're not monsters. It's just... Let me put it this way. I'm gonna just put it this way. There are when you don't know what germs are, you don't care. Barantor, this is true. People were super filthy. Uh, oh, oh, hey, wait. I need to put this in our what we learned today. Um, wait, I've got to go and find my notes. This is important. Um, all right. That's cancel. I need. Oop. Go back. Wait. I am not going to have this quote just right. All right. The quote was. What was the quote? It was something like, uh, "Will you retype the quote because I cannot get access to it? Somebody retype the quote. What we learned, so that I can. Yes. Thank you. I'm going to put it in there right now. It's going to be our new thing. Ancient Romans all used the same rags in their public potties. Tommy Xmas, 2017. That's going to be our new... Tommy, was that you? You were the one who did it, yes? You are the one who's... No, who gave us that quote? Oh. Why does... You got one! Um, right? I'm very excited about the possibilities. I think, what do we have here? Uncharted Abyss? Oh. We do have a couple of things. Deeproads Expedition. Ugh, people are busy. Deeproads Expeditions, patrolling the Bastion of the Pure. The Inquisition's patrols have returned after meeting the enemy. There were losses on both sides, but ultimately, the Shah Bertal presence in the area has been reduced. Furthermore, some artifacts were recovered. Well, that's nice. And we have 2 new things, but all of our people are busy because we made some poor choices. Dang it. Well, that makes me a little sad that we cannot get those 2 things pushed through. So sad, my life. It's not that sad. It's fine. But that does mean that we're probably not going to be able to finish the Deeproads completely. We might be able to. So let's see. Let's look at our map. This is us here. I think we've basically done this area. Oop. And I think we've done this area. If you're splitting hairs, it should be Levi's, because they're the... Yes, you're right. Well, no, the person... We all learn from the person who says it. That's all. So, did Levi say it? If Levi said it, then we'll give him credit for it. If Levi said it first, Levi. Bunny in the house! Bunny in the house. Welcome in. We learned today so far that ancient Romans all used the same rags on sticks to wipe themselves when they went poo. That is what we learned. It looks to me like we still have things to do here. So let's go here. Maybe we can't fast travel. No, if you brought it up, then it's yours. Tommy Christmas, it's yours. Xmas. Alright, where are we gonna... I just want to fast travel. You know, like, it's not too much. Alright, we're gonna travel down here. We are trying to go and clear up the Deeproads, and it'll be a little bit tricky, I think, because we have 2 things we have to unlock, and we don't have people to unlock them. So that's a little sad. But we are in these ruins, and I actually think we've lift up to the Darkspawn Warrens. I want to go downward. Drinking coffee at 5 p.m. not the smartest move. Why? Does coffee make you you know, what's the word? Does coffee make you not able to sleep? There's a word for that, right? Does coffee make you does coffee give you insomnia? There are words, I know what they are, I'm sorry. They make you hyper. But I mean, you're not gonna go to sleep for another 5 hours, right? 5, 6, 7 hours? More regular than you want. Right now we're talking about regularity and pooping. We're talking about pooping today. Coffee will give you one thing, cheese will give you another. Prunes will give you one thing. It'll make me hyper? No! I'm pretty hyper already. I don't drink coffee. So, by the way, I don't... Fate worse than death. 10 or more. I don't drink coffee, not because I'm against coffee. Like, I don't have any, you know, judgy things about coffee. I just, it's bitter. I'm a super taster, so I don't like bitter things, and coffee is bitter, so I don't drink it. But, and actually a lot of things that have caffeine in them are too bitter for me, so I don't drink them, and everyone thinks that I'm like anti-caffeine. I'm like, oh no, I'll have a Coca-Cola. I just don't like bitter things. That's all. Finally, we're getting some light. Also, where the heck are we? Okay, so I think that this map is not fully revealed yet. I think there are ways, maybe, around here for us to get to something new. So, this is my thought, that hopefully we have revealed that sugar with sugar on top. I kind of need energy drinks to maintain my current lifestyle. Your current lifestyle, which is living in 2 different time zones at the same time, PH, that's not gonna be good for you long term. That's all I'm saying. Just, you know, I just worry about you, PH. I want you to get sleep. I drink like 3 or 4 cups a day. If I don't have caffeine in some form, I feel tired all day. Yeah, I just don't actually get a lot of caffeine in my life. I mean, I can, I just don't tend to. Because I don't like, a lot of things that have caffeine are bitter. And I don't tend to drink sodas at home. I had my last cola in February. Oh, nice, Ice Bunny. Long term is a problem for future me. Ha! That guy is so screwed. Glad I'm not him. You know, PH, I just want to say that you are hilarious. That's all. PH is hilarious. It's got the humor. Now I can't talk too much because I do not get enough sleep. Although I've been working really hard on it. Not really. That's not true. All the love. I did get sleep. I went to bed last night at a decent time, and I woke up today at a decent time. If I can, you know, if I can just... Here's my goal. My goal is to try to not go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning, all the time. That is my goal. So, can we... Alright, so there are things over there that we can look at. Are they interesting? Well, let's try it. Let's see if we can get to new zones. I hope I don't die, because that's so inconvenient. I do like the sound design. I can't do that regularly, and my body won't let me. The 24-hour threw my whole cycle off. Oh, I'm so happy to be here now and not in my head. I get so butchered. Well, you don't know you'll get butchered. You might not get butchered. You might be fine. You can't say. Like, and maybe you'll be butchered, but maybe you won't be butchered. Ice Bunny, it might be fine. That was maybe not the way I wanted to go. We didn't... That's not the way I wanted to go. We are going this way, but I wanted to maybe go across that. Gosh darn it. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to go back. And hopefully we can. I don't know if we can or not. So, Ice Bunny, best of luck on your exams on Monday, because I assume all of your exams are happening. And so best of luck with them, and know that I, and probably also a bunch of the rest of us, will be thinking about you during your exam times. So just know it. Also, it looks like Liliana is ready, which means we might be able to get her to do Deeproads stuff. So that will be good as well. Okay, let's go across and see if we have opened up anything interesting, because I really think we have, but no. I have a question for you all. What kind of candy, if you like candy, what sort of candy do you like? Welcome to here. Relax a bit. Yes, yes. Come in and relax just a little bit. Alright, so it looks like we don't have much. Okay, so what kind of candy do you like? Do you like chocolate? Do you like what sorts of candies do you like? I'm interested. It looks like we're... I don't know. It looks like they're sort of funky places. I like all the candy I can get my hands on. You know, that is not a bad position to have. Let's go back up here. Chocolate Kit Kats. Oh, white chocolate Kit Kats. Gummy stuff is really good. I like, we're going back to the expedition table because we have people ready now. Busy. Why? Okay, we have a person ready, but apparently they're not the person we need. Irritating. Let's go back to our map. And maybe you only get here from other places. Green tea Kit Kats are fab, not my fave. Ooh, you know, I really like, do you know Pocky, which is sort of Japanese, or it's Pepero in Korea? They're these like little, sort of like thin sticks, like pretzel, but then they're dipped in chocolate. Chocolate, gum, ice cream cake. I junked on candy bars and soda for years. You know, I know that we've got things in here, but I don't know. Well, just yet. I like them in moderation. Like I try to not go hog wild. What is this? This is to the wellspring. This way? I think. Ooh. That was good looking. Look at that water. So nice. You know, I grew up in San Francisco on the ocean, and I love the ocean. Like, I really do. This is gorgeous. Just for the record. Well, let's see if we can find, because I know that we opened up some new spaces. At least I'm pretty sure we did. And I'm hoping we can find them so we can, although I'm feeling like we might not be able to clear out the Deeproads because I know of the sticks, but never had them have them. Mints are lifesavers for hard candies. Peanut butter cups for soft. Ooh, peanut butter cups are good. Those are good. I also like jelly beans. Nero Nerone is fun to make, but not the best tasting sweet. What else is good? I like jelly beans. I like good chocolate. Oh, hey. We got to a new space. This is one of the new things that we uncovered, so I feel good about that. We got a new mug. Cup of cobalt. A blue substance is caked on the bottom. Cullen might know what it is. Oh, alright, we'll talk to Cullen about it, I suppose. Got a new staff. We've got boot. Ice Bunny, what is Nero Nerone? What is it? Tell us. Okay, look at that. See, we we did uncover a new thing and get something productive happening. That is all I want in life. To the Googles! Hey, to HUDs! How are you? I just wanted to tell you that Dema resubbed and got his name game song, and that was exciting. But you missed it, but that's, you know. But I'm here. Everyone has to tell me if somebody resubs because I cannot see it where I'm at. And, oh, there's some sort of monster, it looks like. Oh, hi, monster. How are you? Oh. I don't know what he's doing hanging out, but we're going to kill him. And not like, you know, in a rude way, just in a pleasant way. Just a little bit of murder, right? I mean, that's not bad. So we were there, and the question becomes, see, I think this is the tricky thing. If you look at this map, it doesn't look... I'm doing pretty good. Oh, I'm glad your migraine has abated. I have a moderate amount of paperwork to do tomorrow, and Exalted was pretty amazing. I'm going to say all and all. You get cut off at all and. I'm going to say all in all a good Friday. I'm just making up what hopefully you said, but I don't know for a fact. You should tell me what you said. All and all? All and all? Let's, Okay, we're good. Go ahead, we can head this way. Right now what we're doing is we're trying to clear out the rest of the Deeproads. I mean, we finished the big plot, but we unlocked some zones, and we're trying to see if we can find them. A Japanese candy making kit where you mix powders with water and mix it with another powder, and you dip the mixture into sprinkles. Now that Nara stuff is odd, you have to make a sugary goop yourself out of several packets and then sprinkle candy on the goop. Oh good, all in all pretty good. Some electrical work. Okay, Tahuds, when you're off to your mom's for the electrical work, don't hurt yourself. Be safe, and don't hurt yourself. I want Tahuds remaining safe, and I want Tahuds not to have, like, what do you call it? I'm thinking of the word, diabolical mastermind? No, mad scientist. I don't want you to have mad scientist hair because you've had an electrical accident. So, that is my goal for you. No mad scientist hair. The world does need to... What the world needs now is Tahuds, sweet Tahuds. Tahuds the only thing that there's just too little of. So there you go. Tahuds. The world needs Tahuds. Actually, now I want Tahuds to be like a product that you like. Do you need more Tahuds? Of course you do. Cupcake Therapy, how are you? Welcome in. How are you doing today? You're welcome for that song, Tahuds. It is my pleasure. I am trying to figure out the best way to get where we're going. Also, I injured myself. Not me personally, but my character. Is there any... Oh. Tahuds for the hair, a tonic for everything. Cupcake Therapy, do you have insight into... Oh, well, I hope... Yeah, I hope that he's found... I hope that he's found soon and safely. Oh, you could be at first aid then. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. That sort of thing is scary. So I'm sending good thoughts out to the zombie Orpheus crew. Did anybody watch DFA season 3 and what it was and have a review of it? You know, I think that maybe heart palpitations, missing fingers bleeding out, apply to HUDs. Can just travel there. Maybe we just found everything. I know we didn't, but let's head left. by the way, hey everybody who's hanging out, who is... Yeah, no, because I didn't see it myself because it was at the same time as Exalted. By the way, all the folks who are hanging out here, I noticed there are folks hanging out, and I'm Trooper SJP, and all the excellent people here in the chat are the Battle Buddies, and we nerd out. Like, we get all philosophical about all the things, and we learn things. One of the things we learned today is that ancient Romans all wiped their butts with the same rag on a stick, and they shared it in public toilets. And those are things that clearly we all need to know. Because, you know, that's important information. Perhaps a little gross, but it is what it is. Battle Buddies! So, what do you... right? Oh, hi. There are monsters here, and we're going to have to kill some of them. There are a lot of monsters here. Interesting. And I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why there are lots of monsters. I multi-streamed it. Looks like they did an awesome job given the short notice. So much respect for them. They are making it their own, it seems. I watched a bit of Exalted, a bit of DFA, then some sleeps. Cupcake therapy. Sleeps is never a bad thing to have. There should always be more sleeps. This is all I'm saying. More sleeps. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh, ooh, we got a problem. Sorry, we've got this guy up here. Those people can be... Yeah, I checked out Exalted when they hit the library and just finished the VOD. Sleep is really important. You know, and I think apparently if you sleep, that's what keeps you healthy and fit and young and excellent, and not sleeping does the opposite of those things. So I recommend the sleeping part. It's interesting because I don't really know much about the Exalted universe very much. It's not a thing that I know very well. I got a whole bunch of VODs of things to watch, but I imagine I won't get to that till next week. Sleep for EST and later, folks, and watch everything on PSD does not work. Oh yeah, no, this is really true. This is really true. Sleep is not always happening so well for us. Where are we right now? Look at our map. Okay, well that's interesting. Well, we're gonna, is there any way we can go that will not involve us jumping off of a cliff and dying? Who needs sleep? Ice bunnies need sleep because ice bunnies are taking exams and they need sleep. So I am concerned about... I'm concerned. I do for those times where my mild insomnia is playing ball, yeah. So, I think... So we want to head this way, maybe. We're falling down this cliff. That was a deliberate choice that we made. In case anybody wants to know, that was a choice. No, that was not the way we wanted to go. That was not it. Need the time to overdo it. Alright, we just fell down a cliff thing. But I think there's a better way for us to get where we want to go. Cliff diving is a sport for very brave people like Trooper. You know, why would I want to cliff dive? I've thought about it, and I just don't know. Like, I know it's a thing, but like, is it a thing I need to do? It's not flying, it's falling with style, or the very curious. I think I might I think I might do something like skydiving, but I don't think I do cliff diving. I think, you know, give me a parachute, I'll jump out of a plane, right? That is a thing that I would do. Like, I think I would do that. Also, I think that if I had good training, I would totally, what's the word, well, you know, it also involves jumping off of cliffs with a big cut on your back, but they're hang glider. I think I'd totally hang glide. I would do that. People who are, it's the quickest way to, it's the quickest way down. Encantador! Hello, hello! How are you? Oh, any major news you missed? Oh, well, when I was at Gen Con, I was given a free, we're not going to fall off this cliff right now. I was given a free game of Munchkin Deluxe. I would do none of those things. I got lost as fuck on public transit this week and had a train driver yell at me to get off. Oh, I am sorry about that. I am sorry about that, Tuds. People should not yell. Like, that's just, there's no need to be yelling about things. No, it was the Munchkin Deluxe. I have never played it. I was doing a demo. I was going through a demo of Ogre. Alright, let's see. Never eat shredded wheat. I need to head west. I was sort of doing a demo of Ogre. Never eat shredded wheat. So I have to go this way. Anyway, I was doing a demo of Ogre, and during the demo, after the demo was over, I had just mentioned that I'd never played Munchkin, and the person who was doing the demo was like, "You've never played Munchkin?" And then just straight up gave me a box of Munchkin Deluxe. Just gave it to me. And I was like, wow, thanks, that's really kind of you. So, like, I got a free box of Munchkin. Like, that's crazy, right? This G.F. Jackson Games people are super quality. Like, that was really cool of them. Well, you need a group in the right mood to play Munchkin. You either like it or hate her. I have never played it, so I don't even know. No, it was totally fair. I'm a blind-ish person rocking out with earbuds. Totally didn't hear the whole "get off the train, this line is ended." Never eat shredded... Right? I always do the never eat shredded wheat. I did not get any exclusive cards from Gen Con. I wasn't actually even thinking about it. I think... Look, gang, I think we need to... I think we've... I don't know. I feel like we've basically hit most things. There might be a couple of things we've missed, but I don't know. Let's go here. I also used to do Mum's Very Easy Method. Oh. Lots of take that going on in Munchkin. One of those games in the category Test Your Friendship. John Kabalak, the artist for Munchkin, was giving some out too. Oh, nice. Munchkin is a game I'm forbidden to play by my wife because I never lose. I cheat effectively. Cheating is part of Munchkin. So I think I'm going to try to go this way and see if that will bring us anywhere interesting. So I was talking to a friend who feels like Munchkin can be really great, but it can also lead to unwinnable states. You know what, gang? I don't think we've got it. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, I'm sure there are more things we can find, but I don't see them right now. So I think we should go to the Exalted Plains. Exclusive parts. Oh, you know what we should do, actually? Since we're here, I permanently have Munchkin Steampunk because it's cool. We should go to the Storm Coast as a... You know, we should just go there because there's stuff to do there. We should do it. Munchkin just needs to be played in the spirit of who gives a fuck and drunk. It's a palate cleanser game. Well, that also makes sense. Like, I got the sense that it's a sort of a it's a beer and pretzels game, right? It's like it's a fun sort of like, hey, let's have fun sort of a game and not care too heavily. We're gonna go to the Storm Coast because Iron Bull has got a mission for us, and we like Iron Bull, and we want to do things that make him happy. I don't know what the mission is, but but we've got it. Uh, hey everyone, we've got folks hanging out. I'm Trooper SJP. This is the academic foxhole where we hang out and we talk about things like how Romans go to the bathroom, ancient Romans, and not current Romans, like they go to the bathroom like everybody else. I mean ancient Romans. Also, we have a Discord where we talk about all sorts of things. We recently did some character creation for first edition Traveler because who doesn't like a character creation system where you might die? My current favorite game is Takanoko because pandas are cute as fuck and the strategy can get deep. Interesting. I just played Forbidden Stars.
All right. Our Kunari contact should be here to meet us.
He is. Good to see you again, Hisrad.
Gat!
I don't
Last
know the
I
game.
heard you were still in
Bessa
Sahara.
Bissa.
They finally decided I'd calmed down enough to go back into the world.
Boss, this is Gat. We work together in Saharan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor. Hisrad's reports say you're doing good work.
Bull is his rod? We're gonna just ask. Bull is his rod?
Iron Bull's name is Hisrad.
Under the Qun, we use titles, not names.
My title was Hisrad because I was assigned to secret work. You can translate it as Keeper of Illusions or...
Liar. It means liar.
Well, you don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, I was, by the way, we seem to finalize the mechanics of the game we designed here today. Hopefully, no other major changes until the very launch of Kickstarter. That's really exciting, Encantador. You'll have to go and let us know on, where's your chest armor? You keep all your vital organs in your chest, mostly. Yeah, he doesn't need chest armor, you know, because he's just too shirtless for that. Encantador, when your Kickstarter launches, please share it in the Discord because I want everybody to know it. I want there to be Kickstarters for all of us. Also, I added more learns in case you want to know. Let's say, pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
I look forward to working together.
Hopefully this will help both our peoples. Tevinter is dangerous enough without the influence of this Venatori cult.
Yes. Filthy, decadent brutes, the lot of them. I'm certain life would be much better for all of us under the Qun.
It was for me. After the Canary rescued me from slavery in Tevinter, I was 8. The Qun isn't perfect, but it gave me a better life.
Ooh.
Yes. One free from all that pointless free will and independent thought. Such an improvement.
Oof. Oof. Okay, we've got friends fighting friends. You're right, Dorian. Tevinter's worse. Neither side is perfect. Let's focus on the mission. Oh, good. Please, I'm glad you're going to share. Theme, in the Kingdom of Dead, the contestants try to win the days to spend among living. Oh, that's cool. That seems very thematic. I like it. By remembering emotional moments of their lives. Oh, that sounds very cool. That's a quiz game where you can steal points from the questions the others didn't get right. When I was at the history department, I imagine you're going to say we played it a lot. We played it all the time. Let's just say neither side is perfect.
The Imperium and the Canary both have their problems.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I'm not here to convert anyone. All I care about is stopping this red lyrium from reaching Minrathos.
With this stuff, the Vince could make their slaves into an army of magical freaks. We could lose Saharan and see a giant Tevinter army come marching back down here.
The Ben Hasrath agree. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Our dreadnought is safely out of view and out of range of any Venatori mages on shore. We'll need to eliminate the Venatori, then signal the dreadnought so it can come in and take out the smuggler ship.
I just will say, note, yes, conversation in the pouring rain, always the best place to have a conversation, especially if you've got, like, a camera on a crane overhead so you can look up and go, no! Like, that's the best. Bull, does this work for you?
What do you think, Bull?
Don't know. I've never liked covering a dreadnought run. Too many ways for crap to go wrong. If our scouts underestimate enemy numbers, we're dead. If we can't lock down the Venatori mages, the ship is dead. It's risky.
Riskier than letting Red Lyrium into Minrathos?
I Let's investigate, shall we? What if this ship has mages?
There might be Venatori mages on the ship as well. If the Dreadnought can't handle them.
It's unlikely there'll be more than 2 or 3 mages on the ship, and they'll be dead by the 3rd shot. On land, though, a half-dozen Venatori attacking the Dreadnought from cover could do some serious damage.
Everybody here, Skexy, that is a good comment. It's a good one. A lot, and I got big when I knew the first names of the kids of our Crown Prince. Yeah, scabbards are hard to animate, aren't they, I suppose? You'd think there'd be, like, you'd think with all of the ways in which we have crazy technology and polygons that you could have slightly better hair and also scabbards. You'd think, right? You'd think that those things would happen. But, you know, and also you've got to report in the hurricane from, or, like, I wonder if they did this, like, with other natural disasters, like volcano eruptions. You got to stand there on the edge of the volcano. Why not attack at sea?
It's dangerous for the Dreadnought close to shore. Why not attack when the smugglers reach open water?
Any decent smuggling ship can outrun a Dreadnought on open water. We need to catch them close to shore.
And you used to play it a lot, and you got a big win, I assume, when you knew the first names of the kids of your Crown Prince. I do not know the first names of the kids of your Crown Prince. We're going to get right up to the edge of the volcano. Look at this volcano!
I could have crushed any Venatori resistance with the Inquisition's main forces. Why not use them?
Because then the Venatori would have seen you coming and run. They'd schedule a new shipment for later, and our spies might not know when or where. This is risky, yes, but it's our best chance to destroy the shipping operation permanently.
I also don't know the name of our princesses. But...
Let's go hold up our end of the bargain, then.
My agent suggested 2 possible locations the Venatori may be camped to guard the shore. There, and there.
I feel like...
We'll need to split up and hit both at once.
I'll come with you, boss. Krem can lead the charges. Let me fill him in. Come by when you're ready to move.
I feel like I knew the names of some of the European princes, but then I forgot them. And nobility. Alright, so we're gonna go and do just a big attack, I think,
just
right?
Waiting on you and Hisrad, or Iron Bull, I guess.
Okay. Investigate. You knew Iron Bull?
You knew Iron Bull back when he fought in Saharan?
Yes. He led the group that freed me. I was a Magister's slave, and when the Magister went to Saharan, he brought me along. For company. Iron Bull and his men attacked my master's ship and killed him, as well as his soldiers. Bull set me free.
You know, I did, PH, but I don't remember them anymore. But I knew them because I was reading about them in the news. But now I can't remember them. Are the summer vacations? Yes. Yes. Encantador. Encantador. It's actually a little bit stressful for me because I've got a bunch of admin stuff that I have to do. Really, I need to do today. Probably should have done that yesterday. But so I've got a bunch of admin stuff I have to do today. And then I've got to get my syllabi ready because classes start for me on Wednesday, not next week, but the week after. And next week is all orientation. So I've got a bunch of orientations I have to do, a bunch of meetings I have to do. So it's like I've got a lot of stuff to do and not a lot of time left to do it. Beatrix! Willem Alexander's the current king. Christian, Isabella, Vincent, and Josephine. Yeah, I'm just saying. Classes are starting
Decided to start following
real
the queue
fast.
after that?
What do you think? I just watched a giant horned warrior kill the Magister who hurt me.
I've never heard this story.
You never told me about this.
One of the few things he hasn't shared with you, I gather. Sure, Bull. Share the secret Ben Hasrath reports, but keep that bit where you saved the elf boy to yourself.
Is Bull in trouble?
Is Bull going to get in trouble for passing those reports on?
The Ben Hasrath aren't pleased with how forthcoming Bull has been, but he was one of their best agents. He kept the streets clean in Saharan longer than anyone before him or after. He fought until it nearly killed him. The Ben Hasrath trust him enough to accept how he joined the Inquisition, even if they don't like it. Besides, they hate to discard a tool that might still have some use left in it. That's why I have a job.
You had trouble with the Coon?
Sounds like following the Coon hasn't always been easy.
I had a temper. Bull's nickname for me, Gat, comes from Gatlock, the explosive power in Canary cannons. I was so angry when I was first freed. I wanted revenge. I wanted to find my family who was still enslaved in Minrathos. I thought about leaving when the Kyun didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, but I didn't.
Why not?
The Canary were always ready to listen, to teach. They cared for me as much as one of their own. And if I leave, the parts of the Kyun that I don't like are never going to change.
I do think the Dragon Age world is really interesting, and I just want to know if the Dragon Age game has ways for mages to be corrupted. I don't know if they do or not. How did you end up here?
How did an elf end up working for the Canary out here?
Ben Hasrath usually pick elves or humans to work outside of Kunandar. We're a little harder to spot. I've worked in Orlais and Navarra, but only for a few years now.
Oh, your granny loves the royal family. The European royalty. Bulls. I don't really like bulls. Me and wife were attacked by a stupid one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bulls are dangerous. Wow. Encantador, that is impressive. That's impressive. Because, you know, bulls are huge and dangerous.
When I was old enough, I fought to Vinter forces in Saharon. I was too angry to do much else. It took me a long time to accept the Kyun, to get past justice to purpose. Some days are still difficult.
How will an alliance help me? Let's say I'd like to discuss the Kyun.
Do you have a minute to talk about the Kyun?
Let's learn more about it.
I'm a spy, Inquisitor, not a teacher. I'm not interested in converting anyone or debating the philosophy. But I suppose it would make for an interesting report to hear the Inquisitor's opinion of the Kyun.
It's alien to me. I detest the Kyun. I'm going to say it's alien to me because my character doesn't know much about the Kyun at all.
To be honest, I don't really understand enough
Oh,
of the Kyun
young
to
and
judge
stupid.
it.
I think you have to be raised under the Kyun for it ever to make sense. The people who join as adults either end up unhappy or, well, for many, it's just a kind of form of slavery. I like the simplicity. I like knowing my place and knowing that it's the right place. Other parts I've struggled with myself.
Interesting. I'm glad that you didn't have some, like, massive, huge, giant bull trying to murder you, right? That would be no good in Contador. Also, that it attacked a palm first? That's funny. How will an alliance help me?
No one's actually detailed how an alliance with the Canary will help the Inquisition.
The answer to that is above my rank. But the Canary don't really bargain. They don't know how. I doubt you want Canary troops stomping around your stronghold, and you're too far away for supplies to be useful. You get more use out of our ships, I imagine, and the agents we've got spread across Thedas. We know a lot more than what Bull sees in those reports he's been forwarding to your spy master.
You know, I really would like, Alright, so let's think about this. The first Dragon Age was set in Ferelden. The second one was set in the Free Marches. This third one is set in between Ferelden and Orlais. I would really like a Dragon Age set in the Tevinter Imperium, or maybe perhaps in the Kyun space, like Saharon. I would like that. I would like to see more parts of the world.
I await your pleasure, Inquisitor.
Okay, so we have gotten conversations on. Let's do this thing.
Once they're down, send up your signal. That'll let the Dreadnought know it's safe to come in.
Understood, Chief.
Remember, you're gonna want a volley to start, but don't get suckered into fighting at range. They've got mages.
It's all right. We've got a mage of our own.
I'm not a mage.
Get in close and take their enchanter down before he takes over the battlefield.
He'll be dead before he knows it.
Just pay attention, all right? The Vince want this red lyrium shipment bad.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Mother.
Kunari don't have mothers, remember?
We'll be fine, Chief.
All right, Chargers. Horns up!
Horns up!
Ready whenever you are, boss.
I hope no one's gonna die, actually. That's a little distressing. Ooh, root beer float time. Oh, root beer float time is a good time. That is a good time.
I'm ready to head out, Bull.
Right. Chargers, hit 'em hard and hit 'em fast. When this is over, drinks are on me.
You got it, Chief. Charges. Double time. Let's move.
I hope everything's gonna be okay. I also like, rather than a root beer float, I also like a Coke float. Coke floats are also delish.
You gave your charges the easier target.
You think?
Lower and farther from the smuggler's ship, it's much less likely to be heavily defended.
Suppose we'll do the heavy lifting then. Just like old times.
Well, alright, let's look to find out where we're headed. Cream soda float. That sounds very good. We want to head northwest. So we're looking this direction. Alright, let's go. Let's do it! Yeah, no, a cream soda float, that sounds really good. Is root beer something you must be grown up with to like, I don't know if that's true. I like root beer. I think root beer's tasty. Now, I prefer really good root beers. And are they not going to let us travel this way? Come on. Like, I find microbrew root beers are better than... We're going to have to go around. When we should just be able to walk around, that's fine. I think maybe an acquired taste, but I've always liked it. I also think, are you getting a good root beer, or are you getting... I like small... Yeah, right, small batch root beers are really good. So...
Be careful. My agent said to expect opposition ahead of the main camp.
We've all done this a few times, Gat.
Oh.
You've been living outside the Kyun for years now, Iron Bull. Just wanted to make sure your reflexes hadn't gotten as soft as the rest of you.
Ouch.
People giving hassle. My dream car, if I could have any car...
Prince up ahead.
Don't let them warn the others.
What I would do is I would get a 1926 Bentley Speed 6, which is Roadster, which is the type that Mr. Steed had in the Avengers. Right? It's a classic. Ooh, alcoholic root beer is also good.
You must wish you were back into Wintermage. No soldiers to guard you here, no slaves to wait on you.
It's the lack of fashion that really strikes fear into my heart.
You know nothing of fear.
Do you intend to teach me?
Ooh.
No. You serve the Inquisition, and the Ben Hasrath wish an alliance. For now, that is enough.
Okay. We've got some people in my party who are not having a good time. Not at all. But, like, that would be, like, if I could get anything, that would be awesome. I would love, like, basically a nice 1920s Roadster. Like, I love the look of those cars. And I would love, like, that would just be awesome for me. Wait! Who's our resub? Who is our resub? If we have resub hype, I need to know who resubbed. Nobody gets away with resubbing without me knowing about it. Who resubbed? Encantador resubbed. One moment then. When I lived once, when I tried it once because they had a USA week at the supermarket back in the days, it reminded me of what makes a dentist office smell. And if it could fit in one, a Lotus 7. Oh, a Lotus 7? Yeah. Because Mrs. Peel, of course, had a wonderful Lotus, which is great. No, there's no hiding. There's no hiding in Contador, because I have to tell you something. Come on, everybody. I said, let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, you treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then you say Bo add a B, then I say the name, then banana, fana, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Encantador, Borbo, Pantador, Banana, Fanafo, Encantador, Fee, Fi, Mo, Encantador, Encantador. Woo! That's a hard one, but I liked it. Rhyme time without paying a dime. So fine. That is a difficult one, but I'm gonna get it. You know, it is a tough one. It's tough, right? But I love the challenge. Yes. You know, I will say, Ice Bunny, thank you. Hold the door. Encantador. It's funny, this is what I will say. In my experience, I have been in Europe, and I have bought quote-unquote American products in Europe. They're theoretically American products, but they are not, and they're gross. Like, in England, they had some American pickle relish, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. We don't have anything that looks like that. Like, we have pickle relish, but that was not American pickle relish. And I was at a Mexican restaurant in Germany, and I was like, what is happening? Like, if you thought that Mexican food or Tex-Mex was what I found in that Bavarian restaurant, you would be sad, and you would never know the deliciousness of actual Mexican or Tex-Mex food. So I don't know if the root beer that you had was actual good root beer or if it was gross and not indicative of the deliciousness of good root beer. So I cannot say. I'm just going to note that sometimes the stuff is not, it's not quality stuff, or it's strange.
Make out any of your mercenaries down there?
Not from here. Probably a better view once we take the Vince camp.
Worried?
They're my men. I've been with some of them for years.
I hope nobody dies. Like, I'm a little worried that Krem will die. I don't want Krem to die. I like Krem. So I'm just a little worried about that one. Just for the record. Alright, what is the best way? Get down. Let's see what we have. Alright, we're gonna keep going this way.
Ready. We're close.
I love all these northern English accents we got going on. We're close. There's a carpool karaoke with Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner when they were doing their impressions of Sean Bean's northern British accents, and they were like saying song lyrics with them, like, "Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt," and it was just really hilarious. I can't do the accent as well as they can, but it was hilarious. For the record. And ooh, I murderized people really bad. That was good. We're gonna. Yeah, it was such a cool accent, wasn't it? It was really good. It's kind of like with cider. The good stuff is made from juice, and Summersby is just soft. Yeah, right. I mean, that's the thing, that there is good root beer, and maybe you wouldn't like. Maybe you wouldn't like it. That's entirely possible, but I would say try to get some good, like, microbrew root beer sometime and see if you like that. In the same way, so I like ginger ale. I think ginger ale's delicious, but I had some microbrew ginger ale that was so much better than the mass-produced ginger ale. It was so good, and it was like night and day. They're like, and some of it is like sort of mass-produced, but just let's signal the Dreadnought. But
We're
just
clear,
better.
Cat.
Right. Signaling the Dreadnought.
Chargers already sent theirs up. See them down there.
Oh, I like when you find something especially
I knew
delicious
you
too.
gave them the easier job.
There's the Dreadnought.
Ooh.
That brings back memories.
There's the. Is our Dreadnought just gonna die? Nice. Nice.
Nice one. Crap.
What? Oh. We need to. They can retreat.
They've still got time to fall back if you signal them now.
Yeah,
Your men need to hold that position, Bull.
they do that. They're dead.
And if they don't, the Venatori retake it and the Dreadnought is dead. You'd be throwing away an alliance between the Inquisition and the Canary. You'd be declaring yourself Talvashoth. With all you've given the Inquisition, half the Ben Hasra think you've betrayed us already. I stood up for you, Hisrad. I told them you would never become Talvashoth.
They're my men.
I know, but you need to do what's right, Hisrad. For this alliance, and for the Qun.
Oh no. No! Okay, folks, we have got a problem. We've got a choice between save the Dreadnought, and then we have save your men. Save your men, the Dreadnought will be sacrificed. Save the Dreadnought, Bull's men will be left to die. Yeah, this is a really hard choice. So, let's talk this through. My character is a pragmatic character, but my character is also, like, Iron Bull has been with my character for the entire, like, is like my regular party member. And my character also has got to know the Chargers and really likes them. I think my character would say, save your men. With Ren and the gang, I spent a lot of time with I visited the Chargers regularly. Here's my thought. The alliance with the Qun is great and all, but I don't think the Inquisition, well, sure, lives are precious, but there are also lives on the Dreadnought. That's the thing. It's not like if we save the men, no one's going to die. All the people on the Dreadnought are going to die as well. So we're going to lose people one way or the other. People are going to die. I think the thing is that Iron Bull needs backup, and while the alliance with the Qun is great and all, I think that the Inquisition is... No, the Dreadnought is a ship full of people. But I think that the Inquisition is strong enough that they may not need it. And maybe we can still convince the Qun to work with us even if we don't save the Dreadnought, wherein if we don't save those men, they're not ever coming back. So I think we're going to do that. That's a rough one, but...
Call the retreat.
Don't.
They're falling back.
All these years, Hisrad, and you throw away all that you are. For what? For this? For them?
So, Galt, we can salvage this. That's what I'm going to say, because I think we can.
We can make this up to your people.
No, you can't.
No way they'll get out of range. Won't be long now.
Bull, when the Dreadnought sinks...
Sinks. Qunari dreadnoughts don't sink.
Oh.
Come on. Let's get back to my boys.
That's no good, my friends. This is rough. He slightly disapproved of my choice of trying to make it up, but it's all about sort of diplomacy. But I think, that was rough. That was rough. But Iron Bull is somebody that I'm living with. The rest of the Qunari are not. That was a hard choice. That was rough. But I appreciate that the game gives me rough choices. That's something that I value about BioWare and Obsidian, that they don't give you the easiest choices and they make it hard. How many people were on that boat? Probably a lot of people. I mean, I don't know how big it was. I don't know how many people were on the boat, but there were people on that boat and they're all dead now because apparently Qunari boats explode. Yeah.
Hey, boss.
Inquisitor, it is my duty to inform you that there will be no alliance between our peoples. Nor will you be receiving any more Ben Hasrath reports from your Talvishoth ally.
You under orders to kill me, Gat?
No. The Ben Hasrath have already lost one good man. They'd rather not lose two.
So much for that.
That's a bummer. Let's see. We can minimize losses. You did the right thing. I'm sorry. How are you feeling? We can minimize losses. What is this? This is some kind of character-specific thing. Let's pick it. We don't know what it will do, but let's pick it.
The loss of the Ben Hasrath information will hurt. Can we smoke out some of your old contacts?
They'll pool their people soon enough, but we might be able to identify the agents who replaced them. You're late.
Sorry, Chief. Still sore from fighting off all those vents. Good to see you, Inquisitor.
Oh, that Spy Master stuff. I would have asked him how he was feeling, but it was alright. How are the charges? Glad you survived. Good work. Let's say good work.
Nice work taking down those Venatori.
Always easy with the chief watching our backs, your worship. Chief's even breaking open a cask of chastened sackmead for the charges tonight.
Damn it, Krem. That's the kind of thing you don't have to mention to the Inquisitor.
Sorry, Chief.
See, they've got such a great friendship.
Forget it. You're doing fine.
See, I would not be happy with all of them dying. That would make me really sad. I wouldn't like that at all. So, we have got more stuff, but I think... Oh, you did! Good! Alright. You know, it's always interesting to see what kind of choices people make. I think... I'm just looking to see if we have anything else we need to do before we go to the... What do you call it? The Exalted Plains. I actually think... we could go into the Forbidden Oasis. We could do that. Just base camp. Right here, I think, because we have. I think we have enough shards to open up another door, maybe even 2 doors, although probably not. But let's just go and open some doors. Oh, hey, new art. That's cool. Clearly need more art. So this is what I want to tell you all. So we're going to go into this door in that place, open up a door with our shards. We're doing the shard door. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you was I was playing. So this is so interesting about choices that we make in games. So you know, games like in Knights of the Old Republic, the choices you make are sort of light side or dark side, and some of the other games are not so, like, good-evil. Like, Renegade Paragon is not exactly good or evil in Mass Effect. And here, you have choices you can make, but they're not good or evil at all. They're, like, funny or aggressive or diplomatic, and what that means is variable. But I had a person that I knew. Let's put it that way. There was a person that I knew, and this person... are we good? We could do a geologic survey, but I don't want to actually really... Oh, salvage ships. Let's do it. Alright, we have ships. That's great. Anyway, so there's a person I knew who... how do I put this? Was not the most... was kind of... How do you describe this person? It was very important for this person, to this person, for other people to see them as a good person, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was important that people saw them as being a good person, and that was something that they talked about a lot, and that was important to them. But I would posit that they were not actually a good person. They were. I mean, I suppose they could be a good person, but they were maybe not as good of a person as they wanted everyone to think they were. Let's put it that way. Anyway, this sort of hit me one time when I said to this person, hey, maybe you want to play Morrowind. It's really, really good. And the first thing this person did when playing Morrowind was murder little old ladies for their homes. Like Trolley Problem or Monty Hall Problem. Check this out. Ooh. Actually, no. I don't think that's true. I think there are a lot of people who want people to think of them as bad people because they get something out of that. And there are numerous people who announce that they're bad people, who want people to think that they're bad people. Dinner Cake start to get back to Healthy Wednesday. They say we'll get a cloudburst tonight. Yeah, so no, I've run into people who don't want you to think they're good people. We can see what we think about that. But anyway, so the minute she starts playing Morrowind, the first thing she does is start murdering people. She murders this little old lady for her house, and then I said, "You just murdered that little old lady for her house," and she's like, And she says to me, well, that wasn't bad. And I said, but you murdered a defenseless little old lady for her house. And she said, well, but the game didn't give her any, dark side points, and so she didn't recognize that as poor behavior. That's true. This is also true. And so it was interesting to me that in the absence of a game telling her that her actions were not good actions, she was not really able to recognize them as not being good actions. And I thought that was interesting. Okay. I'm hoping this is going to get us to the we're trying to. Yeah, I know. That was a moment where I was like, oh, okay, huh, well, okay. That was like a moment where I was like, okay, uh-huh. And I just made note of that. I was like, I will make note of the fact that you don't see murder as being problematic if the game doesn't tell you to. Got it. It was, yep, So I want us to get to this, where? I want to get here. This is where I want to be. We are not where I want to be. Yeah, I know, right, Crit Witch? I'm just saying, I was like, wow. The worst part about the Forbidden Oasis is that, navigation, getting where you want to be, is not always the easiest. Yeah, the saying goes, it's not wrong until you get caught. Yeah. It's not a real old lady. I'm not that bad. I mean, I want people to think I'm good, and I want to improve to do that, but... PH, no! But what if killing an old lady is the solution to saving 100 people from torture or slaughter? Yeah, that wasn't the case in this. The old lady had a lighthouse, and she wanted it. And so she just killed the little old lady. There was no, prisoner's dilemma here. Oh. Then kill them all! Kill all the old ladies. Alright, so we went... Let's see. How are we going to get... We want to go maybe... That's... You know, but the thing about GTA is I don't actually kill lots of people in GTA. Well, I mean, I don't kill a lot of innocent people in civilians, innocent bystanders in GTA because, try this way. Let's break bad. The Aztec run, so many people died because, yeah. But see, now, of course, that was the point of the Aztec run, right? The point of the Aztec run was that it was a prisoner's dilemma, and you had to make that choice between kill the old lady so people can die, but this was not that. This was just like, I want this old lady's stuff, so I'm going to kill her. Like, that's what that was. Yep. But, like, a hard choice between saving these lives or those lives, that's the thing that you have to sort of, right, like, that's the thing you have to sort of work through and decide what you want to do about it, and how do you want to deal with it. Alright, well, we're still here. We're going to keep trying to find our way to this temple. Maybe this will get us there? My morality is more important than the countless lives I will save. And but I just want to point out, there is no moral dilemma about whether or not you should murder a defenseless little old lady because you want her, you want her lighthouse in the first opening city that you start at. There are a lot of bad guys around here. I mean, but for me, the thing that was interesting was... I think the thing that was interesting for me about the whole situation was that she didn't see there was maybe something not cool with murdering this woman because the game didn't tell her so. And that was like, oh, huh. Okay, I think we're... Right, lighthouses are cool and all, right? But they're not that cool. They're not murder a bunch of people cool. Oh, yeah, I know. They must feel really badly. And that's tough. We are hoping right now that we can get to, I think actually we're here, right? I get that, PH, except that, here's my except. She prided herself on always being a good guy in video games. Right? Like, she went on and on about how when she played Knights of the Old Republic, she was completely light side because, you know, she's such a good and empathetic and sort of person. But then the minute there weren't points telling, like, letting you know, sort of indicating, then all of a sudden she murders little ladies. But that was the thing. She wasn't perceiving what she was doing as a wrong choice. If what she had said was, I want to go and, like, be bad and kill little old ladies for their houses and see what happens, that would be one thing. I'd be like, oh, okay, right? Oh, I want root beer ice cream goodness right now. No elevator? But my point is that if she was like, yeah, I did, like, a bad thing, and I wanted to try it out, and I wanted to do an evil playthrough, I'd be like, that's cool. But she didn't seem to recognize that murdering a little old lady for her lighthouse may not have been the thing, a nice thing to do. And that just made me a little concerned. Let's loot this, shall we? Frost Essence, Intense Frost Essence. Oh, alright. That's cool. Oh. I've got some cold resistance. Was it a nice house? Okay. Here's what I will tell you. If you know Morrowind at all, it is the very first town that you arrive at. Which, is it Sedanine? Is that the name of the first town you arrive at? I feel like that is not the name of it. But it's the very first time, like, when the game starts and you get off the boat, you show up at this one town, and there's a lighthouse, which is cool and all, but it's the first town you've been in, and it's not like a massively giant town either. It's like, you know, it's a town, it's fine. But, like, there are better towns in the world, but, like, that's all. I'm just saying, like, her first instinct involved a lot of murder. That's all. We're gonna try to kill this big bad guy real fast right away. And we did. That was awesome. We just... Ooh, are you okay? Iron Bull? Oh, sorry, that was Dorian. Dorian, don't get murdered. We're just gonna loot all of this and get all of the things. I feel really good about it. In Daggerfall, there was a town that would sometimes only show up if I typed his name in the search bar. Oh, you know, I never played Daggerfall. Was it good? That's the town I lived in. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyway, I feel like it wasn't Sedanine, but it might have been. My point is that sure, like, the lighthouse was cool and all, but, like, you just arrived in the game. Certainly there are going to be better and cooler things out there, you know? You don't need to, like, murder a little old lady. And I have to tell you, in case you have not played Morrowind, it's actually also a thing. Like, if you decide to, yeah, there are plenty of nice houses, what I'm trying to say. If you like guards him. And the thing about this is that you don't, like, you have to make a very conscious decision to murder civilians, because by default, you won't. If you have to have an external... Yes, Crit Witch, this is my point. Right here is the point. Yeah. And the thing is, you have to make this deliberate choice to murder this little old lady, because by default, if you accidentally hit the attack button, like, you won't hit her. You have to pull this trigger and then attack her in order to attack her, and then like, I think she, like, because the game just started and you are not powerful or strong yet, you're pretty, like, you've got no skills. So she beat her to death with her fists because she had no weapons and she had no armor. She just, like, and it took a long time to, it also took a long time to kill this person, this little old lady. So, like, she, like, beat her to death over a long time period. Like, it was a long fight with the little old lady being like, help me, and I was like, what is happening? And I thought, I was like, oh, so you're going for, like, an evil playthrough. And she's like, no. There's, like, nothing wrong with what I did. I was like, oh my gosh. I see. Oh, like, that was, those were my feelings there. It was like, oh. There's a lot of that. And I had never encountered that before. I know. We're all here. And, yeah. And so that was just a piece of information that I filed away about this person. Old ladies are, old ladies are, always evil. Okay, so I don't have enough shards for the last one, but that's okay. We now know that we are close to getting enough shards for that last gate. So we have only one. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to Skyhold. One time my grandma didn't let me have a cookie. Now they must all pay! Oh, cookies. You just reminded me that I have cookies, and I'm going to have to eat them. Now, I will say, I've played one evil playthrough. I played Knights of the Old Republic 1 on... I played it through first, and I played it with the choices that I would make, and I ended up being pretty light side, like awfully Boy Scoutish. And then I played it again with the dark side choices, and at the end of that game, I felt so bad. I felt so guilty. I felt so, like... Ooh, been munching on Teddy Grahams. I may or may not have been stealing from the child next to me. Well, there are no like lights or dark side points. So Tommy Christmas, it's totally fine for you to steal those Teddy Grahams. Like, I think it's like not even a problem. Let's see if, since we did some stuff, if our garden is now ready for picking, because I really want to level up my bees. Like, that's a... Nobody told you it was wrong. It was totally fine. Okay, we've got some Blood Lotus. This is excellent. I think we might be able to level up our bee potion, everyone. Which is clearly a thing that needs to happen. Because who doesn't want a jar of bees? And to throw a jar of bees at people. I mean, I think everybody wants that, right? And nobody told you it was wrong to throw bees at people. I think, we're gonna go to a new zone. I'm really excited about this. I think this will be really good. But first, one small logistical thing. Let's see if we can upgrade our potions. And then we're gonna go to the Exalted Plains is, what I think we're gonna do. Which... That's how... That's how we say hello. You know, we just... jar of bees. Look at this. We can do it. We can increase panic chance. We can increase duration. Oh, we don't have enough Blood Lotus. But we can increase panic chance too. We need way more Blood Lotus than we have. Adds and some wasps. Right? So we just need a bunch of Blood Lotus, and I would like way more Blood Lotus. We just need to keep cultivating Blood Lotus. We'll get there. We'll get there. It'll be fine. But we're gonna keep with our Antivan Fire until we max out our bees, and then we're gonna switch over to the bees because bees are great. Okay. Exalted Plains. Get more things. I don't think we've... Have we maxed out all of our... I don't think we've maxed out all of our companions. But I think that we're getting close. Oh, what is this? Examine. Warhounds, restorable. Cataloging Skyhold. Warhounds, restorable. Good work here. Solid stone from the Frostbacks. Kickle's Peak on human maps. High Hall's roof on proper dwarven ones. As for subject, I heard the story once from a Ferelden trader. Hounds of War, one for the battle won, head raised high to chase enemies dead into the Fade. The second is for the battle lost, head raised calling to a fallen master, bearing its neck to the blade to join them. Any efficient sculptor will tell you they create a design and then apprentices copy it for sale. I asked why she had two meanings for the same pose. She said, would you rather sell one statue or two? Smart lady. Stonework evaluation for Lord Llewellyn's consideration, Mason Gatsy. Oh, we've got some statues. That's cool. This one doesn't have anything going on. That's a cool statue. What about this one? Nothing here. I feel like if we have statues, we should check them out. I think that's probably all of our statues. There are a lot of people hanging out in our stronghold. There are feasts. Clearly things are going really well.
Inquisitor.
Hello. Alright, no more talking. We're gonna go to the Exalted Plains. And then we'll talk to everybody when we get back. Let's go. Yeah, so I just felt really guilty playing Knights of the Old Republic. Our stronghold is bumping. On Dark Side, I played a more aggressive character in... I played as I myself would play it, Dragon Age 2, and then I played it again more aggressively, and I didn't feel badly because aggressive in Dragon Age 2 was not evil, so that was okay. I just am not always, like, super excited. Oh! More Blood Lotus. Let's have her do more of that. Probably we could go back to the Deeproads later, but we'll do it later. We need to go to the Exalted Plains. Cullen. Our spies have looked into the breakdown of contact between the Capital Imperial Army forces and the Dales. Following the events in Halam Sharal, Val Royeaux should have received confirmation of withdrawal from battalions in the Exalted Plains. No such confirmation was received. The last communique from Gaspard's marshal reported a rash of desertions. After that, silence. I agree that this warrants further investigation. Do what you will, and my agents will lend support. Liliana. Oh, that was totally the wrong voice, everybody. Totally the wrong voice. I need to check next time. Sorry, I gave you the wrong voice for Liliana. Bad. Forces, we can march soldiers into the Exalted Plains and position scouts in strategic areas. If your lines of communication are down, we must be prepared for anything.
You seem to enjoy yourself at the Winter Palace, Liliana. Or was that part of the game?
Perhaps it was both.
Ooh. We have established an outpost in the Exalted Plains. Lead Scout Harding is en route awaiting further orders. Let's travel. Let's venture forth, my friends. And just for the record, I don't think I've upgraded her. I know I've done him. I don't think I've upgraded her yet. I don't actually know. But what I wanted to tell you was that, I just lost my train of thought. What? Oh, I think we only have the Exalted Plains and the Emerald Graves left, and then the Jaws of Hakan, which is an add-on. I think we're really close to being done, I think. And maybe we're not, but I really feel like we're going to finish this game soon. I mean, soon is for various definitions of soon. But I think we're really closing in on endgame. I think. I may also be wrong because we have played this for quite some time. I mean, I was just checking. We have like 35, 36 sessions of Dragon Age Inquisition. And I'm telling you, after this, we're going to play...
Inquisitor,
Ooh.
Welcome to the Exalted Plains, a place with a long and bloody history. Even now, the region is volatile. This was a front in the Civil War. Now there's rebels called the Freemen of the Dales, recently emerged and adding to the chaos.
Ooh. The Exalted Plains, it involves, magical anime. It's totally the Exalted Plane. Freemen of the Dales?
This rebel group. Tell me more about them.
They seem to be simple deserters, tired of fighting and dying for either the Empress or the Grand Duke. Now they want the Dales for their own. Worse, they're more organized than we anticipated.
Oh.
Be wary.
Okay. I wonder if you can date her. I'm just curious.
What history were you talking about?
After the fall of Halam Sharal, what remained of the Elven army met the forces of the Exalted March here. When offered a chance to lay down their arms and surrender, they refused.
Ooh. Anything else?
What else can you tell me?
Scouts have sighted Dalish elves. There must be a clan camped somewhere on the plains.
Oh. Maybe we get to talk to Dalish elves.
Thank you.
With the rifts and the undead, the Orlesians have lost ground. Most have been driven back to their forts. We have to stabilize the region, allowing the Imperial Army to re-establish its presence. Good luck, Your Worship. You'll need it.
Alright, so we need to stabilize this region. The Emerald Graves is part... Oh, okay. I think. Then there'll be... Right, because I've got all three. I got the Jaza Khan, the Disaster of the Deeproads, and then the Trespasser. So, if the Exalted Plains are Jaza Khan, then we just do that and we're going to be all good. I am feeling good about this, everyone. I suppose we'll talk to a requisition officer.
Word for you.
Report.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
So you want me to do stuff. That's great. Let us give a quick look at the map. Alright. It's so exciting. We're in a new zone. We haven't been in a new zone for a while. Look at that great statue. I wonder who those people were who were just making statues for this game, because that's kind of awesome. I bet they had, I hope they had a good time doing it. Let's claim this, shall we? Guardians of the Path. The plaque on the statue reads, "Let the eternal flame purify your soul." Sounds like some maker stuff. Back to Gen Con to pick what was interesting there besides Ogre and Free Munchkin. Oh! So that's... I got to play Bluebeard's Bride. Let me claim this. Guardians of the Path. The plaque on the statue reads, "Let the light of Andraste lift your spirits." All sorts of Andrastians, all the time. I claim these statues for the Inquisition. Hey, those are mine. No flag, no statues. No flag, no statues. What I was going to say was, I got to play Bluebeard's Bride, and that was really, really good. I kickstarted it, and I was really glad to be able to have actually played a version of it before the final comes out, and it was really,
Ramparts. I wonder why. Let's find out.
It was really good. That was a highlight for me. Another highlight... Ooh, Freeman messages. The Inquisition have arrived. They will take the Dales and say it is the Herald of Andraste's right. There is no such right. These lands should be yours. Ooh, who are you? We cannot allow the Inquisition to gain a foothold. As Orlay's true defenders, you know what to do. Gordian. It was really cool. Our GM was excellent, so I think that really helped. And, you know, it's, I'm going to say a thing. This is actually a thing to think about, right? A thing that I was pondering since that experience. And when we were there, Oh, we're going to claim more things. We're just claiming things all the time. Are those undead? Memories of the Second Exalted March, the Path of Flame. Remember where Andraste's champions first set foot in the Exalted Plains, called Death Haven by the elves? Bluebeard's Bride. Really, really amazing. Horror game, feminine horror, super creepy, really good. And I will tell you something about it after I read this for you. Halam Sharal's Doc Hot was conquered. Did you ask Bluebeard why he killed... He wasn't around. He was away. He was off on a trip, and so it was just us and creepy people. Halam Sharal's Doc Hot was conquered, but one last challenge came from the elves, who would not submit to the Maker. They gathered upon the plain. Our champions answered their call, marching in Andraste's light, on the path of the flame. Lord Demetrius Arnon, Sister Metrian Sabrandus of Lac, Celestine, called the Silver Helm. So this was a thing I think was really interesting, and this is something that I think about, actually, quite a bit when it comes to games. And also, why are there undead people here? Like, this is really a question I think we should all ask ourselves. The one that... Well, it's interesting, because I think that actually they could all have hope for Bluebeard depending on how you play it. Or all of them could have no hope for Bluebeard. I was playing the Mother, and I had hope for Bluebeard for the first half of that game. And then by the second half, I did not have hope for Bluebeard anymore. But I started off having hope for Bluebeard as the Mother. And actually everybody started off having sort of hope for Bluebeard in different ways. But then, you know, didn't turn out that well in the end. Didn't turn out well at all. We got the Shattered ending, which is the ending when all of the personas shatter, which is something that our GM had never seen happen before. Yeah, it's super interesting. I figured I would have a similar... And the thing is, I was like, yeah, torn shit. Dear sir, encloses a payment for the last shipment. The Lord greatly enjoyed the fish, prepared exactly as you recommended. How do you do it? Please keep them coming. He was anchoring for trout this week. Very well. Yeah, Encantador, you should... Ooh, actually that becomes a question, because I don't know whether or not non-subscribers have access to the VODs. You could check HyperRPG's YouTube and see if they have the weekly affirmations on there that is Bluebeard's Bride, because... Oh, you know what though? I just feel like you just... Oh good, it's all on YouTube? Oh, good. Here's what I will say. One person, there was like maybe 2 players in our group who said that they, you know, weren't creative and they didn't have RP chops, but they were fine. I thought they were great. So I think that they were harder on themselves than they needed to be because they were good. Cancel that. I thought that they were great. So I think sometimes people are harder on themselves than they need to be. That is my thought. I think a lot of people are more competent at RPing than they think they are. And why is that? I don't know. Maybe people compare themselves to others when, you know, they were good. Oh, so this is the thing I wanted to say. This was really interesting to me. Yeah, I'm just saying, there are people who are like, woo! I think people are better than they think they are. Oh, no, see, I don't think so. I think that there's just a lot of different ways to play, and I think there are a lot of people who are better than they think they are. That's what I think. I think a lot of people are better than they think they are. And, you know... And I think there are a lot of different ways to be good. Could be, but I think that there are people who are able to act effectively without having empathy. I mean, think about it, right? I mean, there are sociopaths who have no empathy whatsoever, but they're really good at acting. Right? They're really good at acting, even though they don't have empathy. So I think it's... Oops, hi. Hello, creature. Did I just kill you in one go? Nice. Right in the jewels. Nightbot. Here's a link. I thought that... Alright, we're gonna have to go and deal with links now. Come on. Nightbot. Oh, hey, look. There's a, let's save. Let's save. Let's save. the commands for this channel. Isn't that a general thing? Well. Oh. You know, I don't. Here's the thing. I think people often think that everyone is like them or no one is like them. And I will tell you, there are people who are not their own worst critic. There are people who think they're pretty freaking awesome. And, you know, they don't critique themselves at all. And maybe they should. There are some people who are particularly unself-aware and unself-critical. Like, those people exist. That is a thing that I will say. Oops. Wrong location. So yeah, I will say not everyone is their own worst critic. Hey, leave me alone. I've got a thing to do. Let's close that favorite. Ah, nice. So I think, generally speaking, I've got to go and make sure that regulars can do all of the things, and then... So here's the question. Oh, yeah, and she was so good! She was so good as a femme fatale. She was so good. That was such a good... That was good. That was really good. So the thing that the GM said... I keep interrupting myself. The thing the GM said that I thought was really good... Cheryl's amazing. Cheryl's amazing. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things. Weekly Affirmation and Corpse Sins were my favorite things on Hyper RPG. So what I was going to tell you, though, was that the GM said this thing, and I think it's really important. And before we were about to start, of all the people in Seattle we've seen, I think Cheryl is the best actor. Ooh, Cheryl's a really good actor. Scribbled message. Roselle, if you arrive while I'm out foraging, I left the herbs you asked for in the cleft of the rock near camp. Get started on brewing, and I'll see you for supper. Rabbit? Hélène. She's really good. She's really, really good. I think Dan's actually really good as well, but he is a bit he flies under the radar. You get the critic beaten into you when you train for Rec Educator. There was something I wanted to tell you. Oh, right, yes, the thing the GM said. This thing I've been wanting to tell you all this time, but I get distracted. Game distracted me from talking. So, our GM said this thing. Yeah, I think, actually, yeah. Well, and I will say, I think Strix is really good as well, just also for the record. I think Strix is pretty amazing. More loot? Oh, a lot of the root is herb. This is good. So what the GM said, sorry, I'm gonna finish this thought, I really will, I swear. What the GM said, and this is really important, and this is something I think is important not just for horror games, although obviously is really important for horror games as well. But the GM said to us before we started, she said, this is a horror game, and this requires that we all buy into the idea that we're playing a horror game, and that we all buy into ourselves being scared, right? To scaring ourselves. And this is something I think is really, really vital and important. Logging stand? I don't think I claimed that. Oh, pre-K! Pre-K. Pre-K 0 to 5, maybe? 0 to 5? There is a logging stand I have not yet claimed that I'm going to do.
You are considered Talvashov now, Bull.
Looks that way.
I admit I don't fully understand what that means, but I am sorry.
The Seekers gave you rules to live by, right? The Khanori have the same. And now I don't.
I see.
It's all right. I've got my charges, and I've got the Inquisition. I'm good.
Also, Ice Bunny, I think our pre-K is about like is more hippie friendliness rather than inner critic. Let's do a little bit of murder, just a little bit. So this idea that if it's a horror game, you should allow yourself to be frightened, right? That you should buy into that because that's what this point is. And I thought about this with a number of different things, actually. And I see it where people are not... Like, if you don't have buy-in, then it's not going to work. Like, a horror game is not going to be scary if you don't allow yourself to be scared, right? If you go into a horror being like, you're not going to scare me, well, then probably not, because you've not bought into it. And I think buy-in is really important, right? If I say I really want a serious game that's not a comedy, then people have to buy into that. And if the players don't buy into that, then it's not going to happen. Or if one player doesn't buy into it, right? If or if I say I want a comedy game where we're sort of being sort of funny and a little goofy, and people don't buy into it, then it's not going to happen. The German kindergarten is 0 to 6, and Denmark
it just needs the magical touch.
Yes, that's true, and we will totally do that. Foreman's logbook. The yellowed logbook contains records of the day-to-day running of a small silver mine. The most recent entries differ slightly from the ones that came before. 12 harvestmere, yield 11 crates. D crew broke through a wall and found a hidden chamber. Looks like a tomb. Gave orders to seal it back up. 13 harvestmere, yield 9 crates. D crew disobeyed instructions. Lead of D crew asked assistance from two from A crew to dig deeper into the tomb. Lost one. Gave order to seal chamber again. Emphasized unlikelihood of great riches within. 14 harvestmere, yield 4 crates. All of D crew and A crew missing in sudden collapse. 15 harvestmere, yield 0. Panic over Elven curses. B and C crews inciting. 16 harvestmere, yield 0. New lowest record 2 days running. Men want to collapse the entire mine to prevent curse from escaping, urging reason. Doesn't sound good, my friends. Sounds like bad things happened in a mine. What bad things could happen? I'm sure it's fine. Let's go into an elven mine and see if bad things happen to us. I'm sure they won't. It'll be great. Let's look at our map. Okay, we're traveling this way. We've got some sort of thing. You could get fired. This is fair. Let's go into this place that looks creepy. If we can, maybe we can't. And then we don't have to worry about it. But oh, sorry. We need our mage. Hello, mage. Energize. And let's get some Balefire and see if there is anything to see. Which it looks like there is. Ancient Elven glyphs. The revealed symbols show what appears to be Dirthaman, 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 the Elven god of secrets, on the back of a large crow. Dirthaman? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Part of a larger set.
Well now. Did that. Let's continue on this way? Maybe? Where will that lead us, do you think? I don't know. Well, we're just gonna go and see where we get. That's what we'll do. Just see where this takes us. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. Oh. Let's read this. Ben Harel, the Dread Wolf. There is precious little we know about. All right, who is this? We have to make sure we have the right voice. I don't want to. Oh, Giz Harel, keeper of the Rafallen clan. Oh, okay. All right, it's for Dalish Elf. Let's see. There is precious little we know about Fen'Harel, for they say he did not care for our people. Elganan and Mythal created the world as we know it. Andril taught us the ways of the hunter. Silace and June gave us fire and crafting, but Fen'Harel kept to himself and plotted the betrayal of all the gods. And after the destruction of Arlathan, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fen'Harel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself in glee. The legends say that before the fall of Arlathan, the gods we know and revere fought an endless war with others of their kind. There's not a Haren among us who remembers these others. Only in dreams do we hear whispered the names of Geldoran and Daranthal and Anaris, for they are the Forgotten Ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. In ancient times, only Fen'Harel could walk without fear among both our gods and the Forgotten Ones. For although he is kin to the gods of the people, the Forgotten Ones knew of his cunning ways and saw him as one of their own. And that is how Fen'Harel tricked them. Our gods saw him as brother, and they trusted him when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce. And the Forgotten Ones trusted him also when he said he would arrange for the defeat of our gods if only the Forgotten Ones would return to the abyss for a time. They trusted Fen'Harel, and they were all of them betrayed, and Fen'Harel sealed them away so they could never again walk among the people. From the tale of Fen'Harel's triumph, as told by Gizharel, keeper of the Ralafarin clan of the Dalish Elves. When we had to do papers, we should do 15 pages. I guess you call it lesson plans, and the teacher said 15 is minimum, and they kind of we ran out of space. Finish the thought. Finish the thought. I suppose I'm heading the right way. Finish the thought, Ice Bunny. When we had to do papers, we should do 15 pages. I guess you could call it lesson plans. The teacher said 15 is minimum, and they kind of, I suppose, expect is the word you're going for? Expected 30 or more. Well, it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for something that models an academic paper... Oh, that was so much damage! Sorry, that was awesome. Then you're going to want 30. 30 is about the size of an article, like for an academic paper. Your on-screen... yes, it does. Only because it's PS4, and then things get cut off, and it makes me sad. Where are we at? Yeah. 30 is about the size of an academic paper. I'm gonna get hit, aren't I? I am. Here we go. We're gonna do the rift, and we're gonna close it, and we're gonna be fine. It'll be great. That would also be super amusing, actually. Getting ends to comments that are actually not even the comment, and they're like hilarious. I would laugh. I would laugh. So we're still trying to get this place. Where are we at? What are we looking at? So if you're thinking about the length of academic papers, we're going to just head south and see where we go. For an article, if you're going to... Is that good? Right? Okay. So if you're going to write an academic article, you're going to want, like, usually really 20 pages minimum, depending on your journal. Like, a lot of journals want articles that are 8,000 words, and 8,000 words is 32 pages. So, like, 30 pages is about... I will remind you. 30 pages is about what you'd want for an academic article. Roses are red, pansies are yellow, how are you doing away from your fellow? Dill Valerie. I wrote that for you. I hope you like it. I'm deep in the usurper's territory, but I've kept out of sight. One of my many talents. It's been hard, but the thought of you keeps me alive. I'll be home as soon as our Empress wins the day. Missing you, Albane. P.S. I know pansies aren't always yellow. I couldn't think of any other yellow flowers. Aww. I'm sure that person is currently dead. That's how everything works in this game. Everyone is dead all the time. So, here we are. It's a pretty space. It's sort of green. Verdant. I don't know if what else we've got in this space. We've got an exciting statue of we have a dead body burnt to a crisp in a way that doesn't look good. It seems like they were just fisher people and now they're dead. We could certainly make a game out of it. I'm all for exciting games all the time. Let's head this way, I suppose. I think we can maybe see what's in here. And I'm sure whatever is in here is not going to be bad. The next time it happens, okay, the shrine to Celeste. Oh, you gotta go. Have fun saving the world. I will. Oh, excuse me. I think we're being attacked by something. So, I don't even know what we were attacked by, but it's dead now. See you later, Trooper and Battle Buddies. On both Twitch and the Discord. I don't even saw. By the way, I didn't even see what we killed. We were attacked by something, and then was just murder. Which I suppose is fine. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's fine. We're so bloodthirsty. Let's read this. Celeste, the Hearthkeeper. Celeste the Hearthkeeper is seen as the sister of Andruil, the Huntress. Ciao, Encantador! While Andruil loved to run with the creatures of the wild, Celeste preferred to stay by her home tree, occupying herself with gentle art and song. You look at your group of kids, then you decide on an activity, and then you write the what and why you do it, and then you do it with the K, with the kids, with the killing fields. Everything that you do, everything that doesn't kill you will regret this. On this note, bye-bye. Then you do it with the Krusty the Clown is the best Simpsons character. It is Celeste who gave us fire and taught us how to use it. It is Celeste who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to erase the passage of infants into this world, ease the passage of infants into this world. And again, it is Celeste who showed us how to spin the fibers of plants into thread and rope. We owe much to Celeste, and that is why we sing to her when we kindle the fires and we put them out. That is why we sprinkle our aravels with Celeste's fragrant tree moss and ask that she protect them and all within. As told by Gisrael, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dalish Elves. I'm feeling like this whole thing right here is super about my character, right? My character being very, very pro-Dalish. It seems to me.
Balefire.
It seems to me that this whole thing is going to be really good or bad for my character. Ancient elven glyphs. The revealed symbols show a hawk and a hare chasing the sun. I think Ice Bunny is lesson plans. Yeah, my character's a super professional Dalish. Super profesh Dalish. All Dalish all the time. Elven glyphs. Pascal, Auguste is on the trail of some elven mystery. If what I've heard is true, I don't want that pompous ass getting his hands on it. Think he's smug now? He's searching for ruins. I know at least two, the ancient baths and the ruin in Navarus. You know the one. Remember the mead? Get going. I'll send a messenger if I hear more. Dorame. Super profesh Dalish. I'm getting all sorts of loot, which is great. And we have a barrier. So we need lightning attacks. Hey, buddy. Are you, hanging out with lightning? It looks like you are. Excellent. Oh, another dead body. Ooh. Ancient Elven Robes. Ring of Doubt. All of that seems pretty exciting. But nothing more left in here. So we're heading out. Right, is that right? What is that? Alright, nothing. Lesson plans. Ice Bunny, you, I thought you were in school right now. Did you also teach pre-K at some point in time in your life? Do you have a more complicated life than we even know? I'm interested. What your experience with lesson plans are. Oop. Sometimes I fall off things. It's okay. Sometimes I fall off things. Yeah, so Ice Bunny, what is your experience with lesson plans? Did you teach... Oh, hi. Nope. Why do we fall, Master Troop? I don't know. I don't think, Ice Bunny's in school for art history. I'm a trained Erzieher and Spa from Germany. Ah, so you trained in pre-K, and now you're getting your degree in art history. Oh. That's cool. Hey, look, there's a crow here. Do you think that crow is to tell us something? To guide us some way? Wait. Map. World map. That's cool. Alright, so we have cleared out this side of the map. Ooh. Yes. Yes, PH. PH, you are a font of wisdom, and we are going to save. We are going to save. By the way, we've done like 135 hours together, all of us. I just thought I'd share that with you. Save! Save! I agree. It should be all saving. Oh.
May could be praised.
Who are these people?
What did you have to trade?
Nothing. The Inquisition's giving them out. Enough for everyone.
We are. We're giving out blankets because we care. Side note, blankets, good propaganda. But also, you know, good for the people. All I do is fall down gullies because I clearly like to live on the edge in dangerous spaces. It's cool. That is all. Alright. Oh, Var Bellanaris. Well, this looks like a cool place.
Reminds me of Nivara. We should not disturb the dead. Who knows what could happen?
Oh. Oh my gosh. Are those lots and lots of skeletons?
Goodbye.
Yeah. Wow. Well, folks, we are going to jump down and make our way down here, I think. Do I have any song suggestions for not following societal roles? Oh, sure. I think there, I mean, in really, you could just say almost all of rock and roll, right, is all about, like, I hate you, Dad, I don't follow societal roles. You can go with, like, you know, The Wanderer. Well, I'm the type of guy who will never settle down. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. And if I find myself falling for some girl, I hop right in that car of mine and drive around the world, 'cause I'm a wanderer. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. I roam around. Right, so that's one. And I worked in an after-school club for special needs kids, and I had a weekend kid with tetra... Oh, what is this? Do you think we should destroy this? Why would we destroy this? Also, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Should we? Okay, let's save one more time. Let's just save one more time. I'm a little concerned. Actually, I mean, basically, right? I mean, oh, I would basically say almost any rock and roll song is about not following. What is going on? Not following social roles, really. Like that's most rock and roll all the time, right? Sort of just like being a badass. Satisfaction, right? Talking about my generation, like you just go to 60s rock and roll, also 50s rock and roll. Hi bad guys, how are you? Like most of that 60s, right, was all about like I hate my parents and I don't follow society's roles. Like that is like the bread and butter of rock and roll. Do we have a bad guy after us? Looks like we do. But we're going to take care of them. And they will be gone. Also, there are a lot of undead around here. Yeah, so I would just say... I would say lots and lots of rock and roll. Yeah. That is my if I was tinkering with an Exalted character who wants to break people's views on Exalteds. Oh, in what sort of a way? In what sort of a way? And also, what are everybody's views on Exalteds, generally speaking? Some like them, some don't? We should probably head north-ish? We might be able to claim something. What are you all fighting? You're not, right? What are you looking at? Okay.
I'm glad your men will continue to fight at our side, Bull.
And
but was rock not mainstream and punk the parts?
I would not trade the Chargers for any alliance.
If I can remember.
The boys would be glad to hear it.
Well, it depends on what decade we're talking about, right? How do you view gods? Worship, hate, fear, hate. Rock and roll was not mainstream when it first started in the 1950s, and then like punk is from the 70s, so it depends on what era, right? It's all about like each generation killing their parents. Var Bellinaris, our eternity, where hundreds of our wrong accent, we think. Var Bellinaris, our eternity, where hundreds of our ancestors are buried, where those of us who can still lay our kin to rest, although this land now belongs to Orlais. The Shemlin have never reclaimed it. Perhaps their guilty conscience stops them, or perhaps those uncomplimentary tales of elven curses and vengeful spirits have some use after all. Keeper Gisarel of the Ralafaran clan. None of the options he mentioned for how people view Exalted was human plus superpower. Oh. So this character aims to show people Exalted are just people, not to be worshipped, not to be feared. We haven't finished going through this area, so we're going to do a once around before we leave it. This elven holy place. Although I suppose one could argue, if one wanted to, that humans with superpowers are gods. Now, I'm not going to argue that, because superheroes is a genre where that's not necessarily how it goes. You know what, folks? Here's what I'm thinking. I've thought about this. And these are all elven graveyards, and I'm not going to loot them. Because these are, like, the resting places of my people. And I don't think that looting them is respectful, and I'm not going to do it. Those are my thoughts on that, and I wanted to share them with you. I just don't think that if this is what this is, if these are like the burial sites of feel like we shouldn't loot any here. This seems like a holy place for Dalish elves, and I just don't think... I don't think we're going to do it. So none of that. So no... We can examine this, I suppose, because it's already open. Oh, carved memorial. Here, the ashes of little Galen. Your laughter lingers in our hearts. Yeah. Yeah. So... let's be really thoughtful about that. I think we should maybe... you know... be a little thoughtful about that. And then let's go in this cave, and we'll loot the cave. We'll loot the cave is what we'll do. But I just don't think I want to... yeah, I don't think I want to bash open those gravestones. That feels less exciting to me. So we won't do that. Yeah, we're going to go into this cave instead. Oh, I don't have the tomb key. So we are not going into that crypt, clearly. But if we get the key, then we can. But what if the key's in one of those graves that we haven't bashed? Oh. Ooh. Now, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like, as a Dalish who wants to sort of reconnect with my history, I would totally want to get into that crypt. But what if the only way to do it is to break into these tombs and disrespect the dead? Oh. Well, we're gonna have to be archaeologists about it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Right, you can throw fireballs and cause spontaneous explosions, but doors are your one weakness. It's so weird, right? How we just can't get through doors. Very odd, I find. Even though I have fireballs. Somehow, clearly, fireballs will not... yeah. Well, we're gonna destroy this. And we'll loot it. And we'll kill the thing. Fairly quickly. Because we're sort of badass. Alright, folks. It looks like... oh, there's another one. I feel really... I don't know how I feel about breaking into these tombs. Because there are people's bodies here. Oh, although I'm getting old key parts, so I suppose we are getting the pieces for the key. I suppose. I just have mixed feelings about it, everyone. Yeah. But we do need the pieces of the key so that we can find out about our Dalish elven heritage. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do it, I suppose. Also, I feel like... I don't know. Okay, let's see. These are all the barrows. Have we fully desecrated people's graves? And this is like if I went to a local cemetery and dug up my Pop for his watch. I just feel like maybe that would be, a little questionable. Yeah. I'm feeling a little guilty about the whole thing, to be honest. Did you know, until the Native American Repatriation Act, it was totally legal to dig up any Native American grave if it was older than your grandfather. And then also then just take anything you found in those grave sites and bring them to your museum. Like, it was considered totally legal to just dig up any Native American burial site and then just take its stuff. And then take the bodies and put them in a museum, take the stuff, put it in a museum. It's considered totally copacetic to do that. Whereas it's not copacetic to dig up graves from non-Native Americans in the US that are older than your grandpa. Like, that is considered grave robbing and illegal. No, but it's for science, right? Like, that you need the Native American bodies and stuff for science, for, like, archaeology and anthropology. And so it was just totally considered fine to go and so, like, you'd have university museums just with, like, hundreds and hundreds of bodies, skeletons of Native Americans, just taking all the stuff. But if you did that, like, if I, like, we have a lot of old cemeteries here in Massachusetts, and if I just went to an old cemetery and started digging stuff up for, like, science, I would be arrested. just a note. I would be arrested. But they did change that. That law was changed. I heard that some, and can't remember where in the world, but dug up Grandpa for some ceremony. I can't remember what year the NARPA was, the Native American Repatriations Act. I think it might have been in the 70s, although it might have been in the 80s, but I know, right? We've got deep mushrooms. So we have deep mushrooms, and some money. I don't know what money's doing here, but alright. So, here we are in this tomb. I don't know what's in here, and I hope it'll be okay. Yeah. The United States does not have the best track record with treating people. How would I... I don't know, actually. I don't know what you would Google search. Google is... that's a good question. I don't know. So it looks like this is just an interesting burial place. Although there are... There are stairs. Maybe the stairs will lead us somewhere interesting. Because here are certainly clearly a set of tombs, which we cannot get into. But maybe something in here? Oh, no, there's clearly more. There's a holiday in some country where they dig up their dead and party with them. Oh. That's interesting. I mean, we were talking about sci-fi, about how people sort of deal with death and how different societies... In Nepal, they do sky burials, so nothing left to be dug up. Huh. Again, we could have some super alien aliens. It's what Ice Bunny they were saying. That's what, yeah. They dig up, you hang out with dead people. People have different ceremonies around death. Different ideas around death. That is 100% certain. I want an alien race that eats their dead. Well, that is also certainly a thing. We've got a new tile piece. I feel creepy looting all this stuff all of a sudden. But I suppose, I don't know. Oh, there's a monster? What? I can understand why people might be upset. What with our desecrating their graves. You know, sometimes you're playing an RPG and everything is fine, and then sometimes you're playing an RPG and all of a sudden you feel like a grave robber. And then all of a sudden it just feels less fine. It feels like you're a creep. That's all. I just want you all to know I'm feeling a little bit like a creep. Like, maybe we should not be running around desecrating people's stuff. Anyway, let me go and pick up the stuff. So, I don't think there's anything for us to pick up right here. Alright, we're out of here. We're leaving. Alien race that eats their dead, that could be interesting. Or an alien race that just doesn't die. Like we... Oh. Yeah, everybody's really upset with us right now. Because of all the desecration. I played Fallout and I got the perk Grave Robber. That really made me feel like a grave robber. Yeah. Yeah. Have we killed... I think we've killed everything. Yeah. These are arcane horrors, so maybe it's fine. I don't know. It feels a little less fine. But we're gonna just leave. We're leaving. My religion teacher in high school showed us a film about the Dalai Lama in class. Gravestones are like, here be treasure markers. I know, that's exactly how we treat them. I am very torn about what we just did, everyone. And it's interesting that I am, because I could also not be. So I think that's interesting. I think that we're going to go over here. There was a fishing site, and I thought we could check it out, see what is here. We're getting so much generic to be sold loot, which is cool. Yeah, I sometimes wonder about like our relationship. I don't know. I gotta tell you folks, I didn't feel good about that. I didn't feel good about looting that. Bolivia, it looks like Bolivia parties with their ancestors' skulls on their Day of the Dead. Well, I suppose their ancestors' skulls is different from, like, their entire bodies. Yeah, I wonder if we can get aliens that don't die, but sort of dissipate. Right, where in the notion of death becomes different, and we think about it differently. Used to be bodies. Used to be bodies. Exactly. Used to be bodies are totally different than still bodies. Alright, look at this. We've done a really nice move around here. We can... There's a lot of stuff over that way. Gosh, this is a big area. And all of the campsites are not places where we're currently at. That's less great, but let's just keep heading north along the coast and see what we can come up with, more or less, along the coast. There are a lot of animals. I don't feel like killing them for their hide. Although, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's really follow the coast. Let's do that. I don't know if we'll find good things here, but I think we should do it. For completeness' sake. I wonder if we can cross the water. I bet we can't, and if we try, we'll die. This game likes... because nobody in this game knows how to swim. Alright, let's try it. Nope. Nope. Clearly, that was not the way to go, everyone. We are not swimming. This is beautiful, isn't it? Look at the mountain ranges. That is nice. So I think what's really interesting about buy-in is that I think that if you don't get buy-in, your game is not going to be... your game can be frustrating. And I think for me, that's why it's really important as a GM to find the right players. Like, if I really want to do something where we're all big heroes, I want to make sure I've got players who are going to buy into that, who are going to sort of play big heroes. Oh, ancient baths. Oh, this is that other site they were talking about. And... okay. Good. Yeah, I just think that buy-in is really, really important. And I think it's more important than people often give it credit for. I mean, for me, alright, here's what I'm thinking about, right? This is what I'm thinking. I know people who play with their friends, even though their friends are incompatible and don't have buy-in. And I would rather not do that. Like that, I would rather play with people who will give me buy-in who I don't know very well than I would with my best friends who are not going to give me buy-in. Yes. I feel... Wait, what are we going to do here? We're in these ancient baths. We could walk around and see if there's another way in. Maybe not. Oh, no, maybe. I cannot see where I'm going. Which I suppose is fine. Let's see, what do we have? Are there fights going on? Do we need to relax? I think we'll be fine. Everybody relax. Alright, everybody, we're gonna have to jump. We're gonna have to jump down. Ouch. It's funny because sometimes their cute irritates me. Like, it's tricky. Like, it's like why I don't have that, cute channel. Sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes it bugs me. And then I don't find it cute. I feel like if it's cheap, I don't like it. Ursula is the cutest. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, sometimes I'll find something cute and I'll be like, yeah, that's really cute. And then I'll like it. But sometimes I feel like... it's cheap. And then I don't like it, and then it really turns me off. It's like when you watch a sad movie, and we're getting to a sad part, and they turn on the music with a heavy violin so that you'll cry, but like it's cheap, because they didn't actually do the work to make it actually sad, they just put the violin music in there, and then I actually get irritated, and then I'm not sad, I'm just annoyed. So I don't like it when it's cheap. I think that's the best way I can put it. Like, I want... But I like crying at the sad bits if I think the sad bits are earned. I don't like unearned sad bits. And I don't like unearned triumphant bits. I want it to be earned. And if it feels cheap, then I don't like it. It's like it's like a... I think for me, one example is like when they haven't really done enough to make you feel sad about a character because they haven't really developed the characters very much. I played a game today where you helped a friend bury one of his friends. That made me cry. Oh yeah, and here's the thing. I will cry. I cry all the time. I'm like a crying individual. Duhaim, we're searching the ruins. We heard August's boys are digging in the stones at Helm something. I hate these elf names. Pascal. Oh, you hate elf names, do you? Where like you didn't really do the character development, and then the person dies, and you're supposed to be super sad about it, and to help you sort of make it seem like that, they just give you sad music. I hate that. But I actually do have an example. I can think of an example right now of an unearned thing that just ticked me off. So in... Here we go. Let's bash this. So, in, the Avengers. In the Avengers, they went and killed Agent Smith, or whatever his name was, Coulson, Agent Coulson, and I felt like that was totally bogus. I didn't like it at all. At all. And why did I not like it? Because Agent Smith did not actually have a relationship with the rest of the Avengers. They didn't know him very well. They had often just met him that moment. Like, it was a very, like, they just did not know him. And then he died, and it was like this big emotional moment for the characters, when it totally would not have been an emotional moment for the characters. It just felt cheap. I didn't like that at all. I just feel like they do it all the time, actually. And it's, like, not enough character development. Or when they just want you to have a happy ending at the end, but, like, you wouldn't buy it. Another example was The Dark Knight. In that moment in The Dark Knight where they have the two ships, and let me... Oh, you're not going to let me close this, are you? Here. let me disrupt this riff for a moment. Yeah, it was not the best, and it was totally cheap, right? Like, it wasn't even good. I was not happy with that. If they'd actually done the work, then I would have been fine with him being killed, you know what I mean? But they didn't do the work, and so I thought it was cheap. And then I think another example would be in The Dark Knight, when you had the two different ships, like the ship with the convicts and the ship with the civilians, and the Joker's like, you've got to pick one, and the other one will die, and like, right, the prisoner's dilemma. And the problem I had with it was that, like, neither the civilians nor the convicts, you know, pressed the button because we were supposed to like feel really good about like humanity and like feel good about people, and like it was so great. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think fridging is never good, right? Because the definition of fridging is that it's not done well. People dying in a way that's part of the story is, like, I think you just wouldn't call that fridging. Anyway, what I wanted to say, though, my point was that the way that the civilians of Gotham had been set up, it was totally unbelievable that they would not press that button. Like, it wasn't believable. Because they never gave the impression that the people of Gotham would ever sacrifice themselves for the convicts. But the implication is that it's done, but it's done poorly. See, I don't know if the original definition of fridging would have Uncle Ben be a fridged character. When I think about, who was it? Was it Trina Robbins who defined it first? I don't think that she defined it just as killing somebody for somebody else's character development. I think that it was actually sort of done, I think the implication being that it was done poorly and badly. That is my understanding of the term fridging, is that it's that it is done poorly. Look at that up there. Not just killing someone for somebody else's character development. So that it actually does have an implication of not goodness. Yeah, but I think I'm going to go with the definition of the term of the person who invented it, which is it as a negative term, not as a neutral term. Right, so okay, so I think we did all of that. I mean, and people, I mean, of course, definitions change over time, but I'm going to stick with that definition as opposed to the...
A little bird tells me you might be up for the Sunburst throne, Cassandra.
I suppose you'd prefer to see a man in the position.
You'd certainly be a first step towards that.
That will be less amusing should it actually come to pass.
You'd be mad to consider it. Can you imagine the target it would place on you?
I don't want to think about that right now.
Oh. I didn't know that she was... Oh, interesting. Using it in its original form would have it only apply to women and LGBT people. I don't think that's true. Because it's about doing it poorly. I think that you can fridge men in a similarly terrible way.
Quaint.
But I think it's rarely done. I don't think it's done as often. I think that you can certainly apply it to men.
You were the one they called the Herald of Andraste. For all the world's a venerated Dalish elf. That's never happened before, has it? All the clans are talking about you. Or so Keeper Howen says.
Yes, the term comes from specifically women, not LGBT people. It comes from women in fridges. But I don't think the definition was whenever you kill a woman. Right, so when the term came up, they didn't say it is when you kill a woman to advance the storyline of a male character. I don't think that was the definition. It was yes, right, and so like, right, young sidekicks getting fridged, that would certainly be a fridging, right? So just killing a young sidekick, male, female, whatever, in a just killing them in order to sort of advance a character in a way that's sort of disrespectful to that character would be fridging. So certainly, I think men certainly can be fridged. But the point being that I don't think there's good fridging. I don't think there's like, oh, that fridging is good fridging. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. So that would be killing Robin just to go and make Batman sad would be fridging. People talk about me?
Talk.
And I think that would still
What do they say?
fit within the original definition.
Things, I think. A few hope this is a sign of change for our people. Real change. If it's true, I want to be a part of it.
You want to join the Inquisition?
It won't happen. Keeper Howard won't allow it. He doesn't trust anything to do with the Chantry or Andraste.
That's fair, but I could convince him.
I could try to convince your keeper.
You could try.
I could try.
I'll take my leave.
Yeah, so I think that you can have. I just basically think that if it's something that's like thoughtful and well nuanced and really sort of organic to the story, I just don't think you would call it fridging.
Andarana Tishan.
Ooh, you're a craftsman?
You were the craftsman here?
Yes, darling. Ironbark, leather and such, as I'm sure you know. I'm afraid I cannot trade with you. You are one of the people, but we do not know or trust your Inquisition. In time, perhaps.
Ooh, I want to get this.
It is always a pleasure to greet one of our own.
I want to get this Dalish to trust me.
The Keeper has forbidden trade with strangers we cannot trust. Please understand.
There was a time when people died in comic books and they just sort of stayed dead. That time is a long time ago. I would still use it to mean good and bad uses of that writing technique, but I certainly understand and respect it. Yeah, I mean, so for me, the point of fridging is that it's not a good thing, and that if you wanted,
Thalanas Valorant, where are you?
That if you wanted a different term, like, because fridging doesn't even sound like a good term, like doesn't even sound like a good term. It'd be sort of like saying, I'm going to use poor writing to mean something positive. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. Like the term Mary Sue, for example, or Gary Stew is like not a positive term, it's a negative term. Good times, everyone was dead. Like people, like the term Mary Sue or Gary Stew has negative connotations, and I just wouldn't then use it to mean something positive, because the term itself is meant to sort of describe something negative. Elgar'nan, the All-Father. Long ago, when time itself was young, the only things in existence were the sun and the land. The sun, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elgar'nan was born in the place where they touched. The sun and the land loved Elgar'nan greatly, for he was beautiful and clever. As a gift to Elgar'nan, the land brought forth great birds and beasts of sky and forest, and all manner of wonderful green things. Elgar'nan loved his mother's gifts and praised them highly, and walked amongst them often. The sun, looking down upon the beautiful land, the fruitful land, saw the joy that Elgar'nan took in her works, and grew jealous. Out of spite, he shone his face full upon all the creatures the earth had created, and burned them all to ashes. The land cracked and split from bitterness and pain, and cried salt tears for the loss of all she had wrought. The pool of tears cried for the land became the ocean, and the cracks in her body the first rivers and streams. Elgar'nan was furious at what his father had done, and vowed vengeance. Like in Wonder Woman, spoilers, Anna's aunt gets fridged. I don't know if it was a good use or not. I'd vote not. Yeah, see, just for me, I just wouldn't use the word fridged for good uses of character death. I wouldn't say, what was his name? Sean Bean, right? His character, I can't remember his character's name. In Lord of the Rings. Why is my mind blanking? Right, so I wouldn't be like, oh, thank you, Boromir, thank you, PH. I just wouldn't say, Boromir was fridged. Like, I just wouldn't use the term that way. Because then people don't know they wouldn't know what I actually meant, right? They would, yeah. Elgar'nan was furious at what his father had done and vowed vengeance. He lifted himself into the sky and wrestled the sun, determined to defeat him. They fought for an eternity, and eventually the sun grew weak, while Elgar'nan's rage was unabated. Eventually, Elgar'nan threw the sun down from the sky and buried him in a deep abyss created by the land's sorrow. With the sun gone, the world was covered in shadow, and all that remained in the sky were the reminders of Elgar'nan's battle with the Father, drops of the sun's lifeblood, which twinkled and shimmered in the darkness. From the tale of Elgar'nan and the sun is told by Gisrael, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dalish Elves. Thank you, Boromir. What do you have to say? Who's Valoran?
Who's Valoran?
Valoran.
My brother. He's been sullen for a while because the Keeper chose another as his apprentice. He thinks it's a slight, but it isn't. He just wasn't ready. Keeper Howin wants him to wait. Then he took off 3 nights ago on his own. I don't know what he was thinking. The Keeper sent hunters to search, but they never found a trace. Mathal's mercy. If anything's happened.
Oh, we have to find a missing lad. Oh. So we have to earn enough favor to get the Dalish to not think we're super creeps, and I think we should do that. I think we haven't spoken to Nissa.
The stores are so low.
Oh, you look troubled.
You seem troubled.
It's nothing. Just our stores. With the Shem War and the demons, replenishing them has been difficult. For one, we're almost out of herbs, and we lack materials to repair the Aravals. I don't even remember. There's so much we're missing. It's all written in my ledger.
Ooh. Well, we're clearly going to have to get stuff. June, the god of craft. We dedicate all our crafts to June, for it is he who taught the people to bend the branches of the trees to make our bows, and to fashion coverings of furs and ironbark. Without June, would we have the Aravel or the harnesses for our hala? When the people were young, we wandered the forest without purpose. We drank from streams and ate the berries and nuts that we could find. We did not hunt, for we had no bows. We wore nothing, for we had no knowledge of spinning or needlecraft. We shivered in the cold nights, and we went hungry through the winters, when all the world was covered in ice and snow. Oh no, it is not... PH, don't even apologize. It's totally an interesting topic. It's totally an interesting topic. And that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about things. I love it. Then Selais, the Hearthkeeper, came and gave us fire and taught us how to feed it with wood. June taught us to fashion bows and arrows and knives that we could hunt. We learned to cook the flesh of the creatures we hunted over Selais' fire. We learned to clothe ourselves in their furs and skins, and the people were no longer cold and hungry, as told by Gisrael, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dalish Elves. And then we can read this. Oh, Nissa's ledger. Spindleweed's getting scarce. We can totally get them some spindleweed. Not that I know what that is. Spindleweed? Nissa?
You brought supplies.
I did.
If you could store them in that chest, I would be grateful.
I will do that. I think I just placed some things in there. Oh, here's the keeper.
Adarana Tishan, my brother. It is good to see another of the people in this place from which we all came. Still beautiful, isn't it? Even with scars left by the Shemlan War and all the troubles that followed.
Well, but of course, men can also be fridged. Men can be fridged, right? I think that deaths of robins are certainly fridges. So I certainly think there have been male fridges. I'm not saying that men can't be fridged. I think they certainly can be. And of course, women get fridged more often because they think, like children, that they're helpless, and therefore, it's sadder when women and children die because they're like puppies, right? Whereas like men are like strong. Fridging is when a character is killed off in a story to advance or sometimes hinder that story. What troubles you?
What troubles you, Haran?
Where do I start, Delenn? The armies cause rock slides. They dig ditches that trip the Hala and destroy the Aravals, making passage impossible. Precisely when the clan needs him most, my first, Tavin, defies my wishes and mounts an excursion to the Emerald Graves. And now, I've learned that the grounds of Var Balanaris are infested by angry spirits from the beyond.
Oh, well, I've defeated demons.
I've already cleared your sacred burial site of demons.
Yes. but our hunters watched you from afar, and they know you defiled our graves, and that you stole a relic, and with it broke open the vault at Unadin from one of the people. I'm disappointed. The demons are gone, and we should be thankful. A small token of our gratitude, then.
So, did you see him chastising me for desecrating the graves? Didn't I tell you all I didn't think I should desecrate the graves? I told you all. I told you that I shouldn't do it, and then I did, and I feel really bad about it. Like, I knew I shouldn't have done it. I knew that desecration was a bad idea. I just felt badly about it, you know? Oh, I was right, though. I was right. I was right not to defile the graves, and I shouldn't have done it, and then I did.
One of your clan wishes to join the Inquisition.
Did he say that? Masseranus. But I cannot allow it. You may be Dalish, but your Inquisition is human. I will not let Lorna leave with you. Not when I'm uncertain of your intentions.
We grave robbed, now let's get a lighthouse. Okay, so we have to go soon, but I don't want to go until after we,
Anethara, brother.
Finish this area.
May I ask, traveling these plains, have you come across a golden Helen? I fear human soldiers may kill her. If she would only draw close, I could gain her trust. I could protect her.
Not the whole area, but just this one little space.
I've never heard of a golden Hala.
I'm not surprised. Only a few Hala keepers know the legend. We call her Hanel Gillen, the Pathfinder.
Oh.
In times of great need, she comes to show us the way.
Why would the soldiers kill her?
Why do you think soldiers hunt your Hala?
Pelts and horns sell for gold in gem markets, I hear. And if they were golden. Dereth Shiral.
Okay, so let's see. We're in this area. Let's see if there's anything let's jump. Okay, there we go. Let's see if there's anything else in this area we need to look at before we go back home for the moment. Get some spindleweed. And yeah, I think we have
Greetings to you.
hello. No. There's a thing, and it is right here. Elf root. We can do that too. More Dalish favor. Look at us. We're on it. Someone took canine leather without my permission. If I find out who, I think we've got I've got a lot of supplies. And earn favor enough to recruit Lorraine. Earn enough favor to trade with the Dalish. Dalish favor. I feel like my favor is super low.
Anethara, Herald.
I should go.
I'll take my leave.
Read. We need more iron, and I have lots of iron. That is not even a problem.
You've brought supplies.
I did.
If you could store them in that chest, I would be grateful.
It is not even a problem. Look at us. Just a little bit of supplies. Bear fur. I don't know how much bear fur I have, but I also don't feel like I have, I feel like I need more Dalish favor. Okay. Alright. I think we can trade now, which is good. What do they trade in? Oh, oh, they've got a lot of staff stuff. That's exciting. Ropes, ooh, fancy. Pure enchanted blades. Cool. Some leather. Blank runestones, that's cool. Witch staff, Templar shield. You know, I just think it's so good to, they have a lot of, I want all of those. I want all the schematics and recipes, all of them. Warden warrior armor. Is that heavy? Battle mage, sturdy hunter armor. I just want all of this stuff. You know what? We're not going to buy it right now. I'm just going to think about it. chat with her.
It's always a pleasure to greet one of our own.
Can we trade?
Do you have anything to trade?
Take a look if you like.
See, look at that. That's nice. We're not going to buy sell right now. We're not going to do it. We are instead... We can fast travel. This is good. I think we're done for the day. It's like after 3. We have... What is this? Oh, we've got more glyphs to find in there, apparently. And the golden hala. So when we come back, we'll try to finish up more of this area before heading up there. But... Gotta go. It is 3 o'clock. Everyone, it's 3. Thank you all for being here. We're just gonna like do the thing where we're gonna drop in to our new zone. Thank you, everybody. Oh, so for those who don't know, I am Trooper SJP, for those in case people are lurking, and this is the Academic Foxhole. And I know, right? And we all hang out and we talk about interesting things. For example, fridging. I think the various Robin's deaths are certainly fridging. I think that's like 100% fridging. I know, times does fly, and I would like to just hang out even more, but I have to go and do all of the TA assignments, and that makes me sad. But we have a Discord, and you should hang out with us, because in the Discord we talk about all of the cool things, and like we've been talking about, gosh, Traveler the First Edition, we've been talking about sci-fi aliens, all sorts of good stuff. We nerd out all the time is what we do. So I want to invite you all to hang out in our Discord. I want to invite you all to see me again next Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, where we'll be playing Dream Daddy and figuring out who we're going to go out on a second date with, because we've got some hard choices. And then I'll be here again next Saturday as well. Class will be starting after that, so it'll be a little exciting, but we will do it. And what's next? Gosh, we are on our way to we're in the end zone of Dragon Age Inquisition. I can feel it, and I want you to know it. But yeah, thank you for being here. I think all of you all are really amazing. I am just generally speaking impressed by the battle buddies. And
is all quiet in the hissing wastes.
Any remaining Venatori
it will be good. Ice Bunny, by the time, keep us up to date on your exams. That's what I want to know about. And everyone, I don't know if I told you all this. This is the thing I want to tell you. So you know how I want to run a GURPS arena. It's one of the things I want to do. But I just found out from a friend of mine that he wants me to run some games for him for GemCon next year. So I also have to run some things in his system. So note that will be happening. That'll be a thing that is a priority for me. All right, so that's it, everybody. I gotta go. I've got to run around and save. I have to save. That's the thing I have to do. So I've got to go. RPG stuff is going to happen. That's exciting. And thank you, Tommy Christmas and PH and Ice Bunny and everybody who's been here and all of the new things we've learned. Let's save. Let us do it. Save. Skyhold. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the flip side. I will see you all in the Discords. I will see you around, and have a great weekend, everyone, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye, everybody.